Hey, it goes 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now here we go. Okay, so your boy did a Twitter Spaces this week, and the title of the Spaces was the Console Wars. And if you ever been involved in one of my Twitter Spaces, you know it's just me talking, and then we'll open it up for the gamers to let the gamers speak their piece on whatever the current topic is. In this particular one, the topic was the console wars, and there are a lot of gamers that had a lot to say on this topic. I hadn't even realized that we spent 3 hours doing this, right? So the stream messed up, right? Like Twitter crashed, the Twitter Spaces crashed on us like 45 minutes in. And usually when that happens, I just say, forget it, it's over with because it crashed. But so many people was hitting me like, man, start it back up. So we did just that. We started it back up and we continued the Spaces. So again, it's like 3 hours long, but the people really had a lot that they wanted to say. So it's a long one, but if you really want to hear what the gamers had to say about the console wars and their place in the whole console wars, then check out this video.
Mic check 1, 2. One, two, mic check. Hey, what up, Chris? What up? Warm it up, Chris. I'm about to. Warm it up, Chris. What up, what up? Y'all coming through early. I'm about to tweet now to let everybody know we open. What up, what up, what up? Okay, here we go right here. Man, I'll be tweeting so much. I don't know what the hell I'll be tweeting, just saying stuff. When you're looking for a particular tweet, man, I have to scroll so far. Like, oh my God, I'm out of control. Who is this? Man, I got these little captions turned on. I'm gonna have to turn them off because I can't even see the names and stuff. Right there. What up, Chris? Warm it up, Chris. I'm about to.
Yo, what up,
What up, man? Nephew, how you doing, man? Where your little crisscross partner at, man?
Which one? Who
you don't remember crisscross? You too young for that?
Oh, no. I know you're talking about crisscross. No, I thought you were referring to somebody on Twitter or some shit like that.
No. What's up, man?
Yeah, man, crisscross make you jump. Shit, chilling now. I was just enjoying that Ghost of Tsushima's director's cut, man. That Iki Island expansion, absolutely amazing so far.
What you think about it? Because 8 was telling me that Jack was saying it wasn't that big of an upgrade or whatever in the visuals department. What you think about that?
I mean, it's native 4K and stuff like that. Like,
I don't care about the specs. Can you tell the difference?
No, yeah, I mean, I could tell a difference as far as like the clear, like just the resolution books makes it a lot clearer and definitely like more beautiful to look at. But as far as like, did they do anything? Like as far as like, nah, the water still looks the same. All the leaves still looks the same as the PS4. Like everything still looks the game except at an increased resolution or whatever. But the DualSense and everything is nice or whatever. Honestly, like I can see people just being completely fine with just having the backwards
The
compatible
PS4
version.
version, yeah.
Yeah, because it already runs at 60. That was already a free upgrade and everything like that. So if you don't care about the DualSense and the double trophies and the increased resolution and whatever, then there's you don't have to buy the extra if you don't want to. But there's still a good version for you to play, in my opinion.
Facts. Well, you know I'm
Yeah.
all about them PS5 extras. All about them extras. Facts.
Yeah, no, me too. And plus, they already gave me free multiplayer and a free update and shit like that. Like, I want them to continue, with this series with Ghost of Tsushima and stuff like that. So I definitely throw out money for the devs, for this particular dev.
Hey,
Question, Chris.
what's up,
my bad.
Kabara? Go ahead, man. Go ahead. What's up? What you
No,
got for?
it's not Kabara, it's Karaba.
Man, this Kabara, man.
Okay, name it Kabara, okay.
Yeah, man. Hey, where you at?
Hey.
Where you from? Because last time we talked, or we was chatting, you was somewhere in Portugal
No,
or somewhere.
okay.
I'm like, where you at?
So, no, I have bad hearing. So I was using a device, and the device is good for phone calls, but it's not really that good for streaming. So I'm now
okay.
just using my regular setup,
Okay.
and it's doing wonders.
So that's what the problem was. Okay.
Yeah, the problem was simply the device I'm using is not good for streaming. Too bad.
Yeah, okay. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
I'm curious my question to Chris is, as someone that have put more than 150 hours in single player in Ghost and even 150 in multiplayer, do you think with this DLC they should fall back and put Ghost 2 on ice and just focus on a new Infamous or Cooper?
No, I would like a sequel. I would definitely like them to follow up with a, Ghost of, I feel like there's still more story to tell. I feel like it's definitely a hit. It's definitely more successful than the previous Infamous game, Second Son. So why wouldn't they continue that? Like, why wouldn't they? That's like Guerrilla. They drop Horizon, and then all of a sudden they go back to doing something completely new. Like, I'm not opposed to developers doing something new, but if you have a hit game that everybody's in love with, and there's more story to tell, why not just go start doing the sequel and improve and keep building and improving upon what you did with the previous game?
Then more story to tell would be the next invasion, I think, when the Mongol came with 50,000 or 1,000, I forgot the exact number, would be a good thing to focus on. But I really would want, so my thing is, I like the DLC. I'm enjoying the combat. I'm enjoying the new enemy type, how they switch weapons, like that, fun and dandy. But I'm disappointed that you don't get a new stance. At least so far in the game, I've not gotten a new stance. The only new skill that is just focused on your horse. I'm not gonna go further in spoiler territory. And other than that, so far I've gotten an armor that give you a different ability, but that's about it. I really wish they added way more combat heavy skills in the game.
So you don't like it then, Kabara?
I am loving the DLC. I'm disappointed that they didn't add more skills to it.
Okay.
More skills.
All right, well, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get everything started, man. If y'all want to get back in a little bit later after we get going, man, then just re-request.
Yeah, my bad. I just wanted to test the call.
Yeah, I'll jump back in.
Okay, y'all. Peace. All right, somebody else want to get in real quick before we get started? Who is this? Oh, Gamer MD. What's up, man? What's up, Gamer MD? How you doing, sir? Gamer MD, you on the mic. What you got? You muted. All right, I guess he don't really want to talk about nothing.
Sorry about that.
Oh, there you go. What's up?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey, this
No,
is Gamer MD. Hold on, y'all. Let me tell y'all. So I never actually met him in real life, but he's cool on Twitter. Apparently, he's an actual physician, or he's in medical school or something, and he's working to help people. And at first, he was like, "Code, would you be willing to help me? You know, with some professionalism stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, happy to help." Then I got on my console war bullshit, and he ain't want to talk to me since then.
No,
What's
man.
up,
I mean, not a whole lot. So yeah, I'm a doctor. I'm an ER doctor, actually. I'm a frontline guy.
Oh,
and,
wow, man!
Yeah,
salute to you, sir. Man, respect.
I appreciate it. And for me, gaming is my second passion, and it's been something that I grew up with. And so for me, it's really important to be able to blow off some steam, from work and everything else.
Yeah.
The reason I wanted to chime in is I think a lot of people, they were talking about Ghost of Tsushima.
Yep.
And for me, it's this is the complete version of the game. The one that's on PS5 is the complete version of the game. So when people are like making criticisms, I need to have more of this, more of that, that's technically stuff that should come in a sequel or something like that. Like, I think people fail to realize just because most of us played it on the PlayStation 4 does not mean that this is a new game. This is just an expanded final version of Ghost of Tsushima.
Good point. Yeah.
And I think that was basically the only point I really wanted to make, because I agree. I think that there's a lot of material here. You can make a sequel. You could potentially even do a Ghost of Tsushima style game, maybe in a different setting, different locality.
Focus on different characters. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I think that that's probably what they're going to do, because the amount of research that Sucker Punch put into that game, I mean, it is my favorite all-time PlayStation game, period, bar none.
Wow.
It beats every other PlayStation game. That's my favorite. I don't know why. It just clicked with me. Yeah, I know. And I mean, I love, God of War, and I love, Horizon. I mean, like, those are all great games, but something about this one just, bam, I mean, it just nailed it. And I was just like, wow, like, I could not put it down. And quite frankly, when I was in the middle of, when the first big wave of COVID hit, that's when this game released. And brother, I cannot tell you, just like, it just let me escape into a different time, a different place.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, like, it was, God, like, Sucker Punch, as far as I'm concerned, man, they are just quadruple A. They are beyond triple A. They're quadruple A. And so
that's what it's all about, man. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, see, the thing is, and you and I have had many conversations, is been like, gaming should be for everybody, should be for people who want to experience something that they can't experience in real life, right?
Absolutely.
It allows you to escape.
Yep.
And all that. And it's like, you were talking about console wars, the title of your talk today. Like, that's something that it's like, look, if you focus on games, and you've said this 1,000 times, like, people want to try to say, oh, you're a pony or you're anti-Xbox, and that is not true. You're like, hey, let's play these games. Let's play these games.
Yes,
let's
sir.
go ahead and experience what can't be experienced any other way. And quite frankly, I mean, anybody who looks at it objectively, Sony has put out more quality titles that are just
facts.
designed for us to be able to, like, really delve deep. I mean, not everybody's going to agree with, like, say, for example, The Last of Us 2, right? A lot of people are like, oh, I don't like kind of the political blah, 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 and, like, the wokeness and blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, maybe that game's not for you. Play something else. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to tear it down, because it's not the quality of the game that you're having a problem with.
Yeah.
It's the message of the game you're having a problem with.
Right. So you definitely wasn't going to buy no Ghost of Tsushima slander, so that's why you had to get right on in here.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it's like, the DLC and stuff. Now, I'll be honest, it's like, I've been playing a lot of games, on Microsoft system too. I mean, I've got an Xbox Series X, I've got a PlayStation 5. So I'm back and forth depending on who I'm playing with and what I'm doing and stuff like that, because I want to make sure, just like you, because you have both consoles, you want to make sure that you don't miss out on any experience.
That's the point.
And exactly right. Like, and you've seen me say this 1,000 times, be platform agnostic. That's what I'm talking about. It should be that you don't care what platform, as long as you have access to all the best games. And PlayStation has better games currently, and probably for the foreseeable future. I mean, that's just...
Hey, this man is a professional. He know what he's talking about. Y'all listen to this man. Hey, Doc, before you leave, bro, I mean, do you have any advice for anybody that's listening for, like, the whole COVID thing? Just is what's out there. Is that all
Absolutely.
accurate? Like, what you got for us, man?
Absolutely. So a couple of things. Number one is we need to make sure that as many people as possible can get the vaccine. Now, if you don't know, today Pfizer was fully FDA approved with their COVID vaccine. So it's a big deal. Never mind the fact that also today the Pentagon announced that all U.S. service people will have to get the vaccine now.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, it all came out today. This is a big thing. This is a huge deal because, there's a lot of us.
Is that legal? Well, legal, like, that seems like a violation, but man, that ain't the topic, but okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Well, but what I'm saying, the U.S. military, their rules are different. That's why they have, military courts and stuff like that. They're slightly different. So for all enlisted service folks, that are in the military, you're going to have to get the vaccine. It's coming. Now, the point is, though, I don't think we should force people to do it. What I do think is it's like, look, it's a safe vaccine. What a lot of people are like saying, all the doubters and the haters, they're like, oh, you'll get 5G, you'll become magnetic, they'll be able to track you. And I'm like, hold up. You got a cell phone in your pocket that's got GPS, internet, all that. They're already tracking you. They already know what's up. But more importantly, it's a safe vaccine. And let me explain to you real quick how this vaccine works.
Man, take your time. You ain't got to rush through that. Take your time. Explain to us.
So here's the deal with the vaccine. People are like, well, mRNA vaccines and this, that, and the other. It's like, it's new technology. I'm like, nah, bro, this stuff has been around for a minute. Like, the technology has been 15 to 20 years in development, okay? So this is not new stuff, and they've used it for gene therapy and other types of things. Now, they adapted that technology to use it for a vaccine, and it is super elegant. What people don't realize is people are like, oh, it's going to reprogram my DNA. I'm like, homie, that's not how this works. Your DNA does not get reprogrammed. All this does is it's literally a little snippet of what's called a messenger RNA, mRNA.
Okay.
And it's sort of like if it comes in, it's injected into your body. And what it does is it tells your immune system, your immune cells, your B and T cells, it says, look, this is something you need to watch out for. If you see this, you need to kill it. So it's basically like putting a wanted sign into your body. Now, the cool thing is that little messenger RNA they put into your body gets destroyed in about 1.5, 2 weeks. It's completely gone out of your system.
Okay.
Because that's just how it works. That's how our body.
Okay, so that's why after the second shot, you still need about 2 weeks before you fully vaccinated.
Absolutely correct. And at that point, now you have what are called competent immune cells. They're sitting there and they're like, they know what's up. So now it's sort of, look, I'm going to put it to you real basic. It's like if somebody comes into your hood that's wearing the wrong color, what happens? That's exactly what this does. I mean...
So look, man, you just as hood as I am. How come you don't mess with me no more once I started the console war stuff, man? Go ahead.
No, I'll be honest. So here's the deal. It's like I have delayed opening up my own channel on YouTube.
Okay.
I've delayed doing all that stuff. And it's like, basically I've just had a lot of stuff come up because here's the other side of medicine that you guys don't hear about. There's what's called the for-profit medical industry, right? Insurance companies, hospitals that are trying to make a buck, whatever. They do that at the expense of what? Me and my nurses and my techs and my housekeeper and everybody else that's in the hospital. They work us, they're like, do more with less so that they can make billions of dollars in profit. That's a problem, right? Like, if it was just up to me, it's like you go to the ER and you don't have insurance and they hit you with that bill at the end. It's like astronomical. Don't ever pay that. You can first of all negotiate that down significantly.
Really?
Yeah, huge amount. You call them and you tell them, it's like, I can't afford this. Then they try to do a financial analysis and they'll try to buck it down. And eventually you'll get it to somewhere where it's more reasonable. But the point is that the prices are inflated. This is all done for profit at the expense of the American people. And it's disgusting. And I promise you, the one good thing that came out of COVID is that they're pulling the curtain back and now people see the health industrial complex that is developed in this country, right? So in other words, it's trying to get folks educated. Like, that's something, there's a lot of docs right now that are like, wait, we need to change the system because this shit it's just whack. I mean, it's completely whack. It's that's wrong.
Okay, so Doc, look here, man. We're gonna so number one, everybody who, if you just tuning in, this is Gamer MD. He is a legit physician. And he just dropping by to talk about Ghost of Tsushima, and I asked him to give us some COVID advice, and so we just went on a quick little tangent. But Doc, man, we need to do a Spaces, man, specifically to just let you come on and then educate people about COVID, actually take questions from people, and then maybe answer things, because some people have concerns, and I think some are legitimate concerns. And I think, man, that'll be a great space, man, if you got the time. I don't know your ER schedule, but, man, DM me, man. Let's try to set something else, because I think that'll be useful.
Absolutely. I appreciate your time. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bro. Peace.
Thanks.
Okay, we got my Pegasus brother, Jay Barry, up in this motherfucker. What you got for us, Jay?
Yo, Cole, what's up, man?
What's up, man? What's happening?
How's everything with you, man? How was your Monday, man?
Oh, man, this Monday is starting out great. I took the day off from work, and it's about to go down. What's up with you, sir?
Yes, it's a beautiful day in the PlayStation neighborhood. It's always a beautiful day to be a neighbor. You know. I came in here to tell everybody I want to share my opinion on console wars, that I don't care for the console wars, you know, and I don't care about this subject. So I wanted to come in here and let you know that I didn't care about it. Okay.
Well, why are you in here?
I mean, I just wanted to talk. Cole. I don't care about this topic. I just want to talk, man.
Player. I see you. We sure gonna go over that too. I see you.
All right, man. Thanks for letting me share my opinion, bro.
All right, bro. Peace. All right, Chris want to jump back in, then we gonna get it started. As soon as Chris get his bars off, we gonna get it started officially. What's up, Chris? What you got, sir?
Nah, I'm waiting for you to start talking about the console wars so I can chime in.
Oh, you just requesting early. All right, bro. Yeah. All right, just send it back, man. I got you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Hey, man, I see some of y'all starting to come in. Shout out to my Pegasus brothers. Persona, J Barry, nephew out there, Strictly Gaming. Man, we got Kofi. Kofi-san, what's up, sir? What's up? We got Dre in this motherfucker. Hustle and Motivate. What's up, Hustle? Psycho. This little X-bot fool. All right, we're gonna let him slide today, though. Us little Tesla brothers got to stick together. But Psycho, you been on some shady stuff, man. I'm watching you, sir. We got my guy Rodimus. He's still coming back. Well, I guess I ain't pissed him off too much. What's up, Rodimus? Hey, man, plenty of my little Pegasus brothers. Infamous. Hey, boy, Infamous. Boy, the more I hear you speak, man, the more you impress me, sir. We got Mansa in here. He checked me last week. I hope it's safe in here today, Mansa. I don't want no trouble, man. We just gonna talk about the console wars, man, and leave it at that, man. Man, all the other people that's coming through, man, I appreciate y'all stopping through. Man, we about to just have this conversation. And again, if anybody, okay, Luca want to jump in. Anybody want to, actually, Luca, I'm about to have you help me run this as a co-host. Anybody want to jump in and get their bars off, man, just let me know. I'm going to speak my piece, and then we just gonna go from there. Like, it's real simple. Y'all know how this works. Okay, look like Mansa want to do something real quick, too. All right, Mansa, we're going to let you get in before we get started. This is going to be the last one. We're going to let him get his bars off, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. What's up, Mansa? What you got, bro?
What's up, bro? No, I'm just stop by to shout everybody out, man, and say what's up. I don't think there's nothing wrong with a little console war. It's nothing but fun and games. I just hope everybody just knows that's all it is. It's fun and games, man. Give these games a fair shake, man.
I don't think it was fun and games last week, because it looked like you was ready to throw some hands.
No,
you came in here second.
It wasn't even the console war that pissed me off, bro. Like I don't know if it was a technical problem or something, but I just felt like I couldn't get my opinion across, bro. You know, like, I was more mad at the fact that I couldn't speak. Things were being said about me. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
But no, the console war thing, but it is what it is, dog. These ain't nothing but companies, dog.
Facts.
Play what you like, but you know, I just hope that everybody give these games a fair shake, man. If you don't like it, you know, don't play it. Don't let anyone else's opinion impact or affect the games that you play. These developers work hard.
Okay. Now, while that's true, that is definitely true. It still sounds like damage control, though, bot. So I'm watching you.
No, it ain't damage control because Psychonauts 2 just scored high. You feel me? No, it's a lot of...
All right, bro, man. Jump back in later once we get going, bro.
All right.
All right. So I just got Luca in here to be the co-host. She didn't ask for it. I just volunteered her because she does a really good job with this stuff. So Luca, what's up, man?
What's up, brother?
What's going on? You tired? You sleep? What's going on?
Yeah, I did. I just woke up. I did not sleep well last night, man. I late night gaming because I'm.
Oh, that's what's up. That's how you do it. Okay. I thought you was up all night worried about Halo co-op or something. You good?
No, I'm already over the conversation.
Okay, bet. All right, well, Luca, stick around, man. You got to help me with these requests and all this stuff, and then, obviously give your opinion. And we about to go ahead and get started. All right, so console wars, right? I have seen so many different takes on console wars, and it's everywhere. Like, it's not just us, right? Like, I don't even know what to call us, but it is a small segment of us on Twitter and on like social media in general. And we talk about the console wars, and we know what the term pony means. We know what the term Pegasus means, and we know what the term bot means and Xbox. Like, I don't know
what Pegasus means. I don't acknowledge that word.
Yes, you do. You
No,
know exactly what it means.
No, I don't know what that is.
And so, see, I guess you bots don't really have a higher form. Y'all can't ascend, so I understand why you would be frustrated.
I understand that ponies are, they got those, what are those blinders on? Those blinders? So they're blind to the reality of what they are. But I get it. They only look straight ahead. I understand, man.
Hey, you got to keep your eye on the prize. Shoot, that's how it works. So when I say the console wars, specifically in this conversation, right? Well, like I said, there are multiple groups of people. But that one group of people who I just described, if you know what a bot is, if you know what a pony is, if you know the phrase Xbox got no game, if you know the phrase indie station, like all of this little stuff, you know what the console wars are, and you know how we approach it. Somebody like IGN, well, that's not really a good example anymore. So say we had like a reputable magazine or journalist, and when they say console wars, they usually meant, or at least back in the day, they meant like the sales numbers and like the marketing strategies of one platform holder versus the other one, so on and so forth. But it is certainly the case today, and it really started right around the PS3 era, where social media, it was like really small then, and it has certainly grown now. But social media has taken this thing that, like, we didn't come up with the term console wars. Like, that happened way back in the 80s. The console war conversation is very different today, though. And the reason why is because of social media, and specifically YouTube. Because now anybody can contribute to that conversation. And whereas in the early days, Sega controlled their message to the console war, Nintendo controlled their message to the console war, and you would have people like arguing at the barbershop or on the schoolyard or like the local EB Games or whatever it was. But there was no place that wasn't local. You couldn't hear what somebody in New York thought about the console war, and you couldn't gain strength from them agreeing with you or want to attack somebody in Albuquerque because they disagreed with you. It was just everybody had their own little local area where they participated in the console wars. Social media, specifically YouTube, really took it to the next level because you can make a video. Basically, anybody with a microphone and a camera can now participate in the console wars. And obviously, it's big business. There is a lot of money to be made from the console wars. And it's reached the point now where, well, so in the olden days, console wars was just like a term, right? It wasn't necessarily a scientific term, but it was just a label on the marketing strategies of one platform holder versus another. And sometimes they would get real aggressive with these marketing strategies, right? Like to the point of where some people called it unprofessional. But at the end of the day, they still controlled their own message. Today, the console wars is not just like a label. The console wars these days actually is looked at with like a negative connotation. and people feel like the console wars is like this negative thing. And I get why some people say that, right? Because most people, when they say, well, not most, I'm just trying to stop using words that are hyperbolic, but a lot of people that I have seen, when they use the word console war, they use the phrase console war, what they are really referring to is the hyper aggressive retorts back and forth from one side versus the other. And they think that this is a practice that should be avoided. And they think that it is reducing people's ability to enjoy this wonderful hobby that we call gaming. So my point to all of that is, at the end of the day, many people have many different ideas in their mind when they use the phrase console war. We're not all talking about the same thing when we use that phrase. And like I said, the people that know what a bot is, the people that know what a Pegasus or a pony is, or the people that know what an indie station is, or the people that know what a Metacritic score means and all of this, those people in particular, what we mean when we say console war is very different than some other groups of people what they mean when they say console war. But to be sure, the part of the console war that people think is negative, they're talking about us. And they're talking about the behavior that we exhibit, because it's like, so, all right, I'm going to go back in time real quick to 1979. So when rap music first came out, and the very first song that made it mainstream was called Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang. And it was really popular in the schoolyards. It was popular at the playground. It was popular at the rec center. Like, everywhere you go, you heard Rapper's Delight. And then people was wanting to hear the next rap song. My parents didn't encourage me to go be a rapper because they said it was a fad. And, like, you focus on school and that stuff, because, like, don't try to quit school to become no rapper, because that's going to fade and it's not like even a real profession. And over time, what we noticed was the thing that held back rap from becoming mainstream faster than it did, it was not the white people. Because, you know, rap is considered like a black art form or a black form of music that eventually just gained worldwide appeal. But it started as part of black culture, or a specific aspect of a specific black culture. But it definitely started in black culture, in the hood. And the thing that stopped it, or not didn't stop it, but the thing that slowed it from gaining mass market appeal was not the white people that were against rap. It was people like my parents. It was the older black people that was actually an inhibitor to rap gaining popularity faster, because my parents were embarrassed of rap music. And not only my parents, my mama friends, and like all of them, and I was like, oh, a rap song will come on, and like they didn't want you to play rap in their house, and it's like all this different stuff, because they figured that, I mean, I understand where they were coming from, right? They lived through the civil rights movement. They took me to the marches and all that stuff, and they lived, a big portion of their life was being accepted by Caucasian people as equals. We are not inferior to you. We know how to behave like we have sense. Our vocabulary can be just as extensive as yours. Our brains are not inferior. We can be well educated. Give us an opportunity to learn. We can be your equal. There is nothing inherently inferior about me because of my skin color. And we can dress a certain way. And basically, at the long story short, whatever the European style of dress was, or whatever was acceptable in white culture, people in my neighborhood wanted to emulate that, because that stuff looked like success. And that stuff looked like this is an acceptable form of dress because we're trying to look like them. We're trying to interact with them. We're trying to be accepted by them. And we want you to carry on this thing that we have built up. And we want you to also use your intellect. Go ahead, Luca, you got something?
Yeah, kind of like how still to this day, if you're educated, people are like, "Why do you talk like you're white?"
Absolutely.
Some stuff like that.
Yep. Absolutely. And so my point to bringing that all up is that my parents and just like all of the adults from where I was in our little area, like at our rec center, like we used to have like little parties and stuff, and they didn't want to play rap music, and they didn't want the kids really getting into rap because they were embarrassed by rap music because they thought that rap music took us backwards as a race. They thought that the rappers there was just too much hubris. They was bragging. They weren't humble. Like they were the exact opposite of these values that they want you to teach. And they were just like in your face and didn't care. And then they had all these little wild styles of dancing, and they would make fun of our little dances and stuff. So the point is, though, that they looked down on us, the black people that were part of black culture, did not like the rap music because they looked down on it. I think that same thing is true with gaming. As gamers look at our version of what we call the console war, and they are embarrassed about it. The same way that my parents were embarrassed of rap music. But the rappers, of course, didn't care. They wasn't embarrassed at all. And it's not that they disrespected or didn't hold any regard or didn't appreciate what our forefathers and our parents had worked hard to build. They just felt like there's nothing wrong with me as I am, and I'm going to fight to be accepted for who I am, how I am, without necessarily having to conform. Now, that's not what this conversation is about. That's a whole nother 20 spaces in and of itself. But the point is, there are a lot of people that look down on the console war, specifically our version of the console war, because they are embarrassed by it. And they are embarrassed that we would, quote unquote, behave in such a way and toxic and all of that shit that they say, because to them, we are being divisive and we are not representing gaming in a good light. So they'll come in and respect all games. Like, shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear that shit from you.
I wanna say something.
Go ahead, Lucas.
So,
go ahead. Break it down.
So I joined the community at the end of 2016, and I joined in through the Xbox side, and everyone was very kind and accepting. And I must say, I was definitely a delusional bot back then. It was bad. I actually went back and deleted some of those tweets. I was embarrassed by my behavior. Anyway, no one is going to be giving me any L's. I give myself my own L's. Thanks.
Wow.
Anyway, I didn't start really noticing.
What did you delete? Like, give me an example. What did you delete?
I was under this delusion that the Xbox guys never did anything to warrant any of the vitriol.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, someone like, what? God, like, I just don't, the PlayStation guys are just so, just so unreasonable, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay. It wasn't until I started talking about, like, some PlayStation games I really enjoy, like Bloodborne, but I started getting some backlash from the Xbotians, my Xbox brethren, and they were just like, it was odd, because they were like, why are you talking about that game? You can't like that game, blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
And I was like, the last thing I'm going to let is some random dude on the internet tell me what I can and cannot enjoy.
Fact.
And I've had people, like, stop talking to me, stop being cool with me because of that stuff, because they genuinely, view the console war stuff as something like, blood in, blood out, baby. Like, it's like,
okay. All right.
Kind of a cult mentality and stuff with that. So for me, I'm at this point where I try to approach things in a manner that makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. And I try to be polite and respectful to everyone at this point, mostly because I just don't feel like dealing with any drama. There's a lot of people who take things way too far, like resorting to ethnic slurs in order to get back at someone over some console war stuff.
Yeah, because they got to one-up you some kind of way, and this is the strongest way they can think of to get some get back.
Yeah, or, just being generally racist, or being sexist. Like, I've had some dude, like, recently tell me to go make him a sandwich or something like that. I'm like, at least be creative with your sexism, please.
Right. Well, like, was he being funny, or like he was legitimately trying to insult you like that?
No, he was trying to insult me. He was mad, and I was just like, whatever. Okay. and like stuff like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with the console war. I think it's funny. Most of the time, I enjoy. I hate to say it, but I enjoy watching people make a fool of themselves because that's usually what happens. It's entertainment for me. I love the drama. It's great. The only time where I feel like it's too much is if it's like between people I'm really cool with, I'm like, oh my God, I have to deal with this because I'm going to hear it from both of y'all.
Right.
I'm going to hear it from both sides. And then I'm going to have to like make sure I play mediator and I don't say anything crazy because I don't want to be involved,
Right.
And then the other time I find it bothersome is when people take it too far with like saying things that they shouldn't say. Or I've seen people be like, oh, like someone a couple years ago posted about their son dying, and someone
Don't even say it. Stop it.
They made it into a console war thing, and they were like, you should be happy your son isn't alive to see you behaving this way and stuff like that. So when it's that, it's way too much for me. I don't understand why people have to go that far in order to make a point. I guess it's just based off like where you grew up. Where I grew up, the way I was taught to get back at people is using intellect, I guess you can say, and insulting people based off the things that they say and not things that they can't change. So things they can't change, race, gender, sexual orientation,
intellect, stuff like that.
Like stuff like that. So if I could go at you based off your viewpoint and your opinion and your argument, well, I don't really argue opinions all that much, but like mostly your argument, then that's how I like to approach situations. And when I have a conversation with someone, I just request that they break down whatever it is, whatever argument they may have. And I usually find, and they usually find too, that their argument falls apart. So, but other people, they take it too far, and that is unfortunately what the mainstream media sees. It sees people who are, going at Alana Pierce and saying some real vile stuff about. I mean, she's a pretty young woman, and so people say some crazy shit about the fact that she's a woman.
Yeah, now see that ain't even us right there. I mean, I guess it might be us, but that ain't our little group of the console wars. But I hear you.
Well, there are some people who are in part of the community who do stuff like that. I've seen it. And then the people where it's like Jason Schreier will bring up some issues going on in some company, and then people start talking about the fact that he's Jewish. So it's like,
oh wow, I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah, so when people like in the mainstream talk about the console war, they're talking about people being like just vile in that way. But when people who are still in our community talk about the console war, they're under this delusion that they think that they're better than it, even though I see them participating in it as well.
That's why Jay Barry jumped in. We certainly gonna get to that. Hey, real quick, Brat, we see you. Persona, we see you. And Cycle, we see you.
Persona was first.
Okay, well, Luca's gonna handle all of that stuff. I'm just letting y'all know that we see y'all, and Luca's gonna get y'all in here when she get done getting her bars off. Go ahead, Luca.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing that I don't like. I don't like when people act like they're not involved and then they want to be above it. But then it's like they're also the same person on 24/7 arguing back and forth with folks about this console war shit. So you see them in every single thread, and it's like, bro, I thought you were above this. It's like, you're really not. No matter how big you may end up getting, there's people in here where it's like, damn, I remember you were a huge part of the console war. Or there's people who act like they're above it now, but I've seen them say stuff like, I want to bash those Xbox brains in with a bat. Stuff like that. Or it's like, dude, I'm never going to forget that crazy shit you said a couple years ago. You can dress yourself the way you want to now, but, I haven't forgotten, and I'm sure others haven't either. So that's all I got to say. I'll get to, how do you usually
just get one at a time.
Do this? Do you want more than one person or one at a time?
Yeah, let's do one at a time, Luca.
I'm sorry, what?
One at a time.
Okay.
Okay, so can y'all hear me okay, or is they trying to shut us down again?
I don't know. It took me a second to let it go through. Go ahead, Persona. brother?
Fucking a code. Oh my god,
Man,
bro,
they're
what
trying to
is
silence
happening?
us, man. They're trying to silence us. Go ahead and
We
get your
talk-
bars off, man.
Making too much sense, bro. Making too much
Probably
sense.
was,
All right,
man. Wait a few minutes though, let people get back in
Yeah,
here.
let people get in. Yeah. How you doing, Cole? Like I was saying, like I had said in the beginning, yo, man, you're a very good speaker. Very good speaker. I have a dream vibes in the beginning talking about rap and shit. I'm like, God damn, bro, this boy, I'm listening. I'm listening right now. That boy right there preaching. You feel me? Like,
man, I'm trying
very
to get
good
on
speaker,
y'all
bro.
level. I'm trying to get up there
Very.
with you and J Barry, man. Stop.
Man, yo, I was preaching too, man. I was in my bag this time. Damn, it ain't gonna be as good as the first time.
Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. Yes it is. When you got skills like the Pegasus Nation, you can recreate it, bro. Don't even worry about it.
You already know.
What you feeling
shout
about
to
that
everybody
Ghost? You playing that yet? Rodimus, I see you, bro.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Ghost of Tsushima is fire, man. Like I'm loving it. It's beautiful. This on the playing it on this OLED C1.
Oh yeah,
fire.
Oh, you got
Ooh-wee.
the C1. Okay, yeah, you definitely doing
yeah.
something. Yeah.
65-inch OLED C1. Beautiful.
Oh yeah. That's what's up.
This thing is like, it was funny. I was very against OLEDs for a while, and then I finally was like, because Barry had got one. He was like, "Yo, man, this shit fire, bro. You gotta get it."
It is. Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get the 2021 model. I did a whole lot of research.
That's what's up.
Extensive research.
That's what's up. Yep.
And
because they not cheap,
so
make sure you dig in.
Oh no, they definitely not cheap.
Yeah.
I don't really know OLED, because the only thing I've heard about OLEDs is like the whole burn-in stuff. So I really wanted to do my research, because that's what a smart shopper does.
Absolutely.
They do research before they buy shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
People just going out and buying shit, and I landed on the C1, man. They said it's the best like overall gaming TV, and if you want to watch a bit of movies and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then
that was an excellent choice.
The X900H, I put that one in the bedroom, so that's like my movie TV.
Oh yeah, you good. Yeah, you good, boy. You living the life, boy.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Work hard, man. You gotta, sometimes play harder.
Okay, so Rodimus, we see you. It's Rodimus, then Alex, and then Guap. In that order.
I'll make mine quick then. So that
you ain't gotta make shit quick. Go ahead and speak your piece, bro. Shit, these other niggas make theirs quick. Pegasus got full reign on the mic. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, I appreciate you, brother. Alright, so like I was saying, man, because I hear what you're saying with the console wars and how fanboyism is within our pocket of the community, right? And I get what Luca was saying as well, with how like a lot of people kind of take it to that too far of a level where either they're bashing women, being racist and things like that. And so what I was saying when I was saying to that is, a lot of that stuff is not gaming. A lot of that stuff is not even console warring or fanboyism. A lot of that stuff is racism and bigotry and ignorance. That's what happens. Is a lot of these people, as gaming grows and gets larger and more people get into gaming, you start getting a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life, and they see that gaming is such a, because the gaming community and the gaming in general is such a volatile environment. Right?
Yeah,
the simplest things can set people off. So what happens is a lot of these people, especially these racist and bigoted, closed-minded people, they use the fact that gaming, that someone might be angry about something, right? And use that, like for instance, we'll use The Last of Us 2 for a situation.
Okay.
People who don't really play games or didn't really play the Last of Us series, you could tell because they were mad that Ellie was gay. We knew that Ellie.
If you did that DLC,
behind if you played the game, right? So what happens is a lot of these people, they use their bigotry and use the racism and all that stuff. They try to push that to the forefront, but then when he comes down on them, they hide behind the guise of gaming. Oh well, I just think it should be a man. It shouldn't be a woman here. Women can't really do this in real life. Why she's got to be black? Or they're trying to be SD. All that bullshit, right? That's what that is, and that is not what gaming is. That's not even what console warring is. One thing people have to understand about console warring, or debating and stuff like that. I've been doing this since I was a kid, bro. like, debating which was better, Mario or Sonic,
Yes, sir.
Sega or Nintendo.
Yes, sir.
This stuff is not something brand new. This stuff has been within gaming
Ben.
since the beginning,
Ben.
which
And-
is better.
Yeah.
Because when you like something and someone else doesn't, or they think this is better, naturally a debate or a conversation is going to ensue from that.
Yeah, and that's what I meant
A lot
earlier.
of people,
That's what I meant
Yeah.
earlier, bro, when I said, shoot, you would be at the schoolyard arguing or at your barbershop, but, it
Yep.
wasn't like it was now where it was just like social media brought everybody together. But go ahead, bro. Yeah.
well, the thing about social media, and again, going back to gaming growing and becoming more mainstream, then and I don't want to offend anyone here that's listening, right? But I think this has to be said for everybody to understand where I'm coming from. As social media and the internet is such a large place, and there's a lot of people here that come from very different walks of life, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Understandably. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is that with the introduction of the internet and social media and things like that, a lot of people's social skills are out the window. A lot of people don't know how to talk.
Oh,
to
that's
people.
a good point.
They don't know how to, a lot of people are, for lack of a better term, socially awkward. So the way that they think they should talk to people isn't really how they do talk to people, because they don't have a lot of in-person interactions with people. So the way they're speaking to people comes off as like very aggressive or very like over the top or borderline creepy, because they really don't know how to talk to people. They probably don't have real life friends or whatever the case would be. Who knows?
Right.
But
Right.
that, unfortunately, especially with the gaming community, there are a lot of socially awkward people within this space who tend to interact with all of us. And when they do interact, you pick up on it right away, because it's like, my dude, you're really weird. You don't have boundaries. You can't pick up on social cues. All
Exactly.
these different things.
Right.
And so, unfortunately, a lot of these people that are like this tend to be the loudest voice at times, because, again, power in numbers. The loudest voice within this community when it comes to voicing their disdain for a woman being a lead, their disdain for a character being black, or the main character being this or whatever. Because again, these are socially awkward, borderline incel people. That's the most nicest way I can put it.
You're right.
A lot of these dudes are weirdos, man. Like, and it is, and unfortunately,
But that's true. That's true.
They're within this space. So you have these. So when the console war is happening, you get these types of people in this space who, unfortunately, fuck it up for everybody else. Because listen, I'll definitely make fun of Xbox. I'll make fun of PlayStation if they fucking up. I'll make fun of Nintendo. We all gonna crack jokes. That's a part of life. And I don't see that as a problem. It becomes a problem when, you see somebody photoshopping the PlayStation 5 as the Twin Towers and a plane flying through.
There you go.
Right. It becomes
Now
a problem when you have people using people's real life kids and families and shit to push an agenda or some crazy shit. It becomes a problem when you're questioning a woman or whoever's capabilities to do something in gaming, all for the simple fact that they're a PlayStation or a Nintendo person and they prefer this, that, and the third. That's the problem.
Facts. Preach.
That's the problem here.
Preach.
And those are the things that need to be called out on. But unfortunately, within this space, and then to speak on like the larger YouTubers or personalities or whatever who be around this, it's a lot of money in console warring. There's a lot of money in getting people riled up. We see it through gaming media. They create these headlines of, PlayStation, what's a good headline? PlayStation, still no event for PlayStation. Are they falling behind? Are they scared? Like, if you see a headline like that, again, and if you put something like that within a volatile community, you're going to get people from Xbox, PlayStation, all over coming through, running to it, like, oh my God, creating podcasts and all sorts of stuff.
Bro, so
just off the headline.
There was a fake picture about PSN games for next month. So I posted it. I'm talking, we get the medium for free, blah, blah, blah. Everybody know that PSN is not free. Everybody know that the games have not been announced this far in advance. And Jay Barry even giving them a hint. He's like, man, if this is real, this is going to be funny or whatever. I'm like, it might not be real, but it's funny today. Bro, the number of people that came in that thread trying to convince me that I have to pay for PSN to try to convince me, well, I thought you didn't like the medium, all of this stuff, not even aware that it's just a joke, bro. But it's exactly what you said. They rush in, They're not gonna read nothing. All they see
Nope.
is, oh man, I need to do something about this.
There's an opportunity for me
yeah.
to defend. I gotta defend this.
I gotta do something.
Yo, you don't even. It's a joke. It like nothing's confirmed, and this is why I say fuck these insiders. Some, well, not all, some, especially PlayStation. I'll specify.
Yeah, the
Fuck these
PlayStation insiders.
PlayStation insiders, because these motherfuckers keep getting this community riled up. Like, oh, it's an event during the 12th, event during the 19th. Nothing fucking happens, and everyone's fucking disappointed, and they've got all this clout, likes, retweets, and all this attention and bullshit. Man, they full of shit, and fuck them.
Facts.
But that, when it comes to this community, there's a lot of weirdos here, man, and unfortunately, some of those weirdos are. They do have an allegiance to a specific console, but at the same time, they're socially awkward. Like, what do you do in that situation?
Right. Okay, bro. Well, Persona, we appreciate you jumping in, man. Luca is back, my co-host. She's gonna help me out. Luca, you got anything for Persona before he jumped?
No, I think he made some good points.
Okay. All right, Persona. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, I'm listening. Have a good day.
All right.
See you later, bro.
Okay, Enrique, you on the mic. What you got, sir? We know you was an Xbox Live beta tester, so you ain't got to tell us no more, sir.
No, I won't start off with that. But as you know, Code, I am a rehabilitated Xbox. Can you hear me, Code?
Yeah, we hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah. No, I was saying, as you already know, I'm a rehabilitated Xbox.
Current pony in disguise PC guy. Yes, continue.
I'm looking for that contract code. It is a sickness. It's real. Sometimes people do take it very seriously. And I just want to say something else, Code, that on the PC we don't have this problem. But I'll just leave it at that.
Stop it, man! Please.
we might argue about GPUs and CPUs, but that's about it. We're not sending people, dick pics or anything like that. Like I got one of those yesterday for making a comment about Halo. Someone sent me that, and to Persana's point, sometimes this stuff gets taken way too far. Like it's really bad. There's some weirdos out there. Luca, you mentioned the guy that told you to make a sandwich. That's not the only incident where I think I've seen that, and I think I've even seen people in your chat like come at you like that, and that's and it's crazy. That's the part that's mind blowing. Like some of this stuff, like you said, Code is like shits and giggles. It's all jokes, But sometimes for some people, they can't see through the jokes, and they are like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that," and they jump in. They read things without. Understand the context of what's being said, and then they get really toxic. They'll send you like pictures and stuff of, I told you, someone sent me a dick pic yesterday. It was kind of weird, and they'll just do crazy stuff. You just take it to another level. It doesn't even need to go to. But that's the unfortunate part, and I think that's the part that I show my wife stuff like on Twitter, and she just shakes her head. She's like, "Why are people arguing over?" She says it like this. She goes, "Why are people arguing over toys?"
Right.
And and I explain to her, I'm like, some of his jokes, and then I show her some of the other stuff. She goes, "That's crazy." She goes, "Why are people getting so upset about video games?" So I try to explain it. She doesn't get it.
Right.
She doesn't get it.
Yeah.
But it's the unfortunate. That's the unfortunate part. Like people really take it to a place where it doesn't need to go, and that's truly unfortunate. Like some of us. What's that, Code?
I was saying, okay. I thought you was wrapping up. Go ahead, bro.
No, and even for some of the people that like joke around, like J-Dub, for example. Jay, there's some truth to what Jay says, but Jay's actually trolling a lot, big time. And what Jay's doing, he's throwing a grenade in the room and then walking away, right? And people don't realize about him. But I've had people DM me, "Oh, you follow J-Dub, he's so toxic." I'm like, man, you don't even know that dude.
Right.
Like I know Jay. Like I talk to him on a regular basis. Jay is a hardcore gamer. He owns everything, plays everything. But people don't get that either. It's like Persona says,
the Pegasus brothers gonna represent. So any Pegasus you mentioned, we already know that they do everything they can for this gaming hobby. So go ahead, sir.
Yeah, this is true. I will say that this is true. Like yourself included.
Listen, you gonna stop with this Pegasus nonsense, big dog. Y'all are pony hay eaters.
Yeah. Nah, but it's it's unfortunate, man. Like I said, and like Persona said, like this talking about video games, like back and forth and debating, that's not new. I mean, we used to do it in the playground. When the Sega Genesis hit, that 16-bit console, and Nintendo was still in the 8-bit. We were making fun of people who only had Nintendo. We're like, well, we moved on to the next thing. We got Sonic, we have Alter Beast. What do you all have? Still playing, games, side-scrolling games, that look like they're 10 years old. I mean, we used to make fun of the Super Nintendo because Mortal Kombat didn't have blood. Remember that?
Right, I remember that. Yep, definitely remember that.
We would tell people the Genesis had the definitive version of Mortal Kombat, and we said that because it had blood, and that was it.
Yep, they would knock sweat off of you in the Nintendo version.
Yep, exactly. So this isn't new. This talking back and forth, but anyhow, that's my 2 cents, Code. But
all right,
Code, man, let me ask you. Hey, don't you got a job, man? You always doing these spaces in the afternoon, man.
Stay out my business, sir. Stay out my business. All right, man. Luca.
All right, Code, I appreciate you. All right, Luca. Yep. Thank you. See you, Luca.
All right, so we see
Bye.
y'all, man.
See you
Quite
later.
a few people requesting, so we gonna get you. Luca gonna get y'all in here in the order that y'all was requested. Kabar, you made it back. What's up, man? Mic check. 1, 2. Kabar, are you there? Well, you said you had your stuff straightened out. Mic check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm approving him, and it's, I don't know, not going through. Does it say speaker on your end?
It says speaker for me, but he not saying nothing.
That's weird. Can you check the requested tab on your end too?
Yeah, he's not on here. He has speakers, so he should be good to go.
That's weird.
Well, we'll just drop him, and then we'll get somebody else in. Kabar, you gonna have to. Okay, look like he dropped. So Kabar, you gonna have to come back, bro. All right, Luca is getting the Rodimus in here. Now, this man, to be as intelligent as he is, he always have trouble connecting. So we gonna see how this go. Oh, okay. We hear you right away this time. What's up, man?
Who, me? Oh, I'm using my tab. It's fun. I enjoyed the sentiments that you
botting bad for me. Is he sounding right to everybody else? Can y'all hear him?
No, he's botting for me.
Okay, yeah, Rodimus. Yeah, you worse than a transformer, bro. Ooh-wee. I told you, you always have some type of connection issue. What I tell you? Every time, man.
I'm sounding really bad?
Yeah, it's pretty bad, bro.
Okay, I'll jump off.
All right, buddy.
Okay, so we're going to get the next one in line. So while Luca getting them in here, okay, my Pegasus brother, Chris Righteous. Y'all notice the name. He's Chris and he's righteous. So ain't no disagreeing with this man. He's coming from the moral high ground. Tell him, Chris.
That's facts. Nah, what's going on, everybody? What's up, Luca? Optimus. But
what's good, brother?
So the whole console wars, I agree with what Optimus was saying. How there's different variants of the console war. There's the real console war, which is mainly about the sales, and then there's the the community console wars, which have always been a part of gaming ever since I was a kid. Those debates were always there. Who's better, the Sega Genesis or the Super Nintendo, the N64, PlayStation, Dreamcast, or whatever. Those conversations were always there. Even though for me, even as a kid, I just wanted everything. So I didn't really care which one was better. I just wanted everything and whatnot. But
facts.
Now today, as far as how the console war are today, right? I partake in some of the console wars because I'm cool with the lighthearted trash talking. When people say, "Oh, Xbox hasn't had a game in 700 days," or Nintendo, Breath of the Wild is better than Horizon, or Xbox is trash because they didn't release no next gen games, and I'm cool with all of that, and PlayStation getting the smoke and everything like that. I prefer PlayStation, but I don't get mad when people make fun of PlayStation, or if a game comes out on PlayStation and it's a flop in the scores and people start roasting and stuff like that. I'm on a as a PlayStation guy, I'm on a podcast with nothing but Xbox guys. I'm on Planet Xbox, hosted by the biggest one of the biggest Xbox fanboys, Tis Smooth. So it's always 5 against 1. And sometimes we debate, sometimes we argue and stuff like that, but we always keep it respectful and we don't really go too far. The problem with the console wars today is once, like, I think it was Persona who was saying that once you started taking it way too far, once you started going into like the racism,
all these personal attacks,
sexism, discrimination, personal attacks, and but it's not only all that's covered. So I'm not gonna retread what Persona said, or go back to what Persona said, but also the misinformation and like blatant lies too. That's something that's kind of gotten really ridiculous, especially over the past year. So for example, like if like when people like blatantly deny facts, like if AMD said, hey, both the PS5 and the Series X have RDNA 2, and then you have people just like blatantly denying, saying no, that's not true, and just blatantly denying facts. That's when I think it gets a little bit ridiculous. All right, bro. Now you straight up like denying like facts and because of because of the whole console war, because of your preferred console and shit like that.
That's a good point, Chris. Yeah,
exactly. Because then the journalists are in on it too, because it does bring clicks and views and stuff like that. So you're starting to get a lot of these journalists starting to make these headlines, even though they claim they don't like console wars. That's something. Another thing I don't like too is like these people who feel like they're high and moral and they don't partake in the console war, that's beneath them. But then like they'll always say like take subtle shots, or if Xbox has a W, they'll be like, well, the other side, they always complain that they'll just take subtle shots or whatever, like these fake neutrals. I don't believe nobody is truly neutral. I believe you can be fair as far as your assessments of, you can be like, well, PlayStation does this better, Xbox does this better, or whatever. But I don't believe somebody is truly neutral. So I'm all for like the shit talking in the console wars and shit like that, because it's just like sports. Like, people argue who's better, LeBron or Kobe, and you have the fans that are always arguing and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And sometimes sports is even worse, because sometimes people will get in a fight. So I don't know if y'all been watching the videos lately, but there's been like 3 different fights at 3 different sports arenas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So sometimes sports is even worse than the console wars. But once it gets to like, I've seen people pull out guns because of the console wars. Like there's been a few instances.
Yeah, we've seen that. Yeah.
Threaten people with guns because of it. And I'm like, bro, it don't really gotta go that far. Like talk all this shit you want with these companies, because I don't really care. Like people try to come at me all the time and they'll list off all these things that's wrong with PlayStation or why Xbox is better and shit like that. And most of the time I'll just be like, bro, I don't care. Don't get a PlayStation.
Right.
Stick with an Xbox. Like I
get what you want.
What you do. I don't feel the need to defend PlayStation. Sometimes
exactly.
I would debate people.
Right, so it's like,
and I would argue with people.
But it's mainly like on PlayStation. It's like the way I see it, the PlayStation guys is mainly. I'm not gonna try to defend PlayStation, all of this stuff. But if you say something that I think is probably misleading, I jump in there to try to correct some misinformation. But at the end of the day, PlayStation, from what I see, it stands on its own 2 legs. There's a few PlayStation dudes I see talking about it's the most powerful. I'm like, oh God, here we go with this.
Yeah, no,
but that's rare. Yeah, it's like it's rare. All right, Chris, we're gonna get somebody else in here, man. We appreciate you stopping through, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace. Okay, look who we got next.
I'm gonna try and get Omar back in here.
Yeah, because he was in earlier. So before we started, I started about 10 minutes early, and he came through and he connected. He was talking just fine. He was like, okay, we finally got the connection issues worked out. And now, here he is again. Look like he... Hey, Psycho, we see you. Blind Archangel, we see you. Alex, man, everybody that's got a request, man, we see you. We got you. Everybody gonna get a chance to get their bars off. And then I definitely got some stuff I want to say. Yeah, Kamara look like he. Yeah.
So try to get Guap in here then.
Guap, what's up, Preppy Thug? What up, Guap? What you got, Preppy Thug? We can't hear you, man. What's going on?
Hey, yo, Wᴇʟᴜ in the house. What's good, people?
What up,
What's
Preppy
up?
Thug? What's going on?
You guys can hear? How y'all doing? Hoping everything's good today. It's a beautiful day. Out getting a walk, you know what I mean? Getting a little exercise.
That's what's
Just
up.
wanted to hop in here and holla at you real quick. My first point is the console war has been over since 1995. There hasn't been a competition at all whatsoever. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about, but the game has been set, matched, and a wrap for almost 30 years, right? Now,
good point.
That's the reality of the situation.
Okay.
First of all, now let me spread my Pegasus wings and say the part of the console war we do experience every day on the social media is mainly a battle against misinformation. People call me pony and all of that type of stuff, and I find it funny and cute. But at the end of the day, I don't spread misinformation. I spread facts. When people ask questions, I take the opportunity, respect their time, and attempt to educate them. A lot of the time, things can get hairy when people don't like the facts that you're giving. So they'll degrade the conversation into personal attacks, whether that's on your race, your sexual preference, your gender, your ethnicity, whatever you want to say. I'm not the type of person to engage in that type of stuff. When it gets to that point, I just mute them and keep it pushing. But first point, the console war has been over. Second point, just keep it respectful on social media. You know what I mean? The only people that are using these personal attacks and death threats are the people that are on, quote unquote, the losing side because they don't have facts to rely on.
So
and that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, hold on, Preppy Thug. Don't you leave yet, sir. So I have seen you overreact to a situation, and I'm like, hey, bro, man, like, dude is cool. Like, you know, he not like that. You going too far. You're like, no, this motherfucker ain't gonna say this to me. Well, like, he didn't even say nothing to you. So it's not like you innocent here, sir. Like, I've seen.
Oh, I'm not totally innocent. I'm not totally. I have my moments. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But when I see things getting to a point where when you're engaging someone and y'all cease learning from each other, like, what are you really doing? You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
That's my whole perspective on it all. And there's a huge defense force out there for Xbox because the brand is dwindling. So they have their last few ardent soldiers fighting as hard as they can. And typically they're using misinformation and personal attacks. They're basically just mudslinging. And that's cool. It can be good and entertaining for your social media to drive up engagement and all of that sort of stuff. But I'm not the type of person to get into it. My anger is very quick. My temper is very quick. So I know when to fall back, you know?
All right, Preppy Thug, we appreciate you coming through. Luca, you got anything for Preppy Thug before he bounce?
No.
Thanks for having me.
All right, bro.
Take it easy, y'all. I'll still be listening.
Thanks for coming through.
Again.
All right, bro.
No problem at all. Peace.
So there is a contingent of PlayStation dudes who they insist on trying to demonstrate why the PlayStation 5 is more powerful than the Xbox Series X. And
before you get into that, I just want to let you know I am not able to approve anybody.
Really?
It won't show up on. Yeah, I'll send you a screenshot. But yeah.
All right, well, shoot, I'm gonna get Psycho in here. Let me look at this list. How are they? So it's Met Bradley, then Psycho. So we got Met Bradley and then Psycho. I'm just going down the order that it is on this list. So I have seen this group of PlayStation guys where they keep trying to be like PlayStation is the most powerful console, and I'm like, okay, look, stop. This is not a good idea. Everybody needs to accept there is no most powerful console. Like, just let that go. Xbox has strengths and weaknesses. PS5 has strengths and weaknesses. It's all going to depend on if the devs get the opportunity and the resources and the tooling to take advantage of a console's strengths. That's it. Neither one of them is just head and shoulders above the other one where it's just going to curb stomp it. That's not true. Stop that. If you're on the Xbox side, stop trying to prove that that's the case. If you're on the PlayStation side, stop trying to prove that's the case. It's all going to come down to the talent, the tools, and the time. And that, just stop right there. And as the games that get the more time from the more talented people, those games will shine. And that's the long and short of it right there. So I have seen some misinformation coming from the PlayStation side. This is a little pocket of gamers, and I don't know why they so hell bent on that, why that's so important to them, but When you hear that misinformation, y'all should just like ignore that stuff. It's not true. Okay, sir, what you got for us, man? Matt Bradley?
Yeah, yes, hello. Happy to be here. I'm thinking with the console wars, they're never going to end. And I'm not saying that as a cynic necessarily, but it's people like to root for a team at the end of the day, even if it's for sometimes dumb reasons. And I like what you said about there is no most powerful console. Because technology keeps on changing. There's always going to be better things coming out, whether it's a revision to a system, and so forth. And I mean, I was born in 1982, right? So I went through the Nintendo, Sega days, and
there you go.
Even the weird thing back then, right? You might have a Batman game on Sega and on Nintendo, and they'd be totally different games. And I think nowadays you don't get that much exclusivity. There's not that much difference between the systems. At the end of the day, I think if you go with whatever system your friends play with so you can play against a multiplayer, that's what I recommend to people when they ask me what video games system they should get.
Okay. Well, we appreciate that, man. Good looking out. What's your preference? Do you not have a preference?
I got a preference. I like the PlayStation just because I like some of the weird Japanese games that come out on there, like exclusive.
Okay.
And my wife likes the Xbox more because she's big into Fable. Although they haven't had a new one of those in a long time.
Okay. Cool. All right, man. Well, make sure you let her know that PlayStation reigns supreme, and then keep your family together above all else, sir.
Okay, it might be hard to do two of those at once, but I'll try.
All right, man. You have a good one. Peace. Okay, Psycho, you next. And then after Psycho, it's this Alex. So let's see. All right, Psycho, we don't want none of that trash from you, sir.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. What's up?
Chilling, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. What's going on with you?
Chilling. How you doing, Luca? All right. Well, so I've been going back and forth. So forgive me if I repeat something that somebody else said already.
Okay.
But so with the console wars itself, like I think it's entertaining. Console wars, as in, I like this game. I think this game's better than this game. When you're going back and forth about that kind of stuff, that's fine, in my opinion. But when you start getting to the point where you are trying to keep others from enjoying a certain game or console, when you're that much of a console war fanboy, where you're trying to, keep other people from playing games, that's where I think it draws the line.
Well, hold on. Let's go into that because I don't know what that means, and that was one of the points I wanted to bring up later.
Yep.
Say me, for example, how can you stop me from enjoying the game that I want to play? Like, what literally can you do to stop me from having fun?
So we all know that casuals run the market, correct?
Fair enough. Sure.
Okay. So what I feel like is how do I not go into? I'm not trying to go into a tangent, but for instance, I have a friend of mine who's a casual, right? Back in the beginning, and I'll say this right here, back in 2013, the beginning of last gen had me in my feelings. But anyway, when I have people,
I know it did.
When I have people that I work with, friends and stuff like that who are casuals, when they call me and be like, "Hey man, why doesn't the Xbox have the resolution?" Like, I'm hearing from the internet that I shouldn't buy an Xbox. I shouldn't buy the next Xbox because of this and that, or it was broken, or it won't let me play my game disc. When I hear things like that, I feel like, these are people that have come to YouTube or whatever it was at the time to get a review and get a good idea of what they should do. But they're hearing from the console wars and some of the media that they shouldn't get it because of resolution, or it can't do high definition, or they can't play used games on it, stuff like that, or they shouldn't play a certain game because it's on Xbox. That to me is keeping people from playing or enjoying games that they probably would have liked if they didn't.
Okay, so you're saying people freezing them out with misinformation.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fair. I had never heard of that, but that makes sense to me. Luca, what you got for that?
I think Luca been missing for a minute. And I'm gonna add to that too. Like, also, it's gotten to the point where it had gotten to the point. It's kind of cooled down now, where the gaming media has started to partake in the console wars. where they're talking about resolution and instead of talking about how good the game is, they're talking about the leading headline was 900p or 720p. Like fucking what's it called? Killer Instinct to me was an awesome fucking game, and I was glad that it was coming back out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And instead of it talking about how good the mechanics is and how good the fighting game is, it was resolution. That's what irritated me about it.
I mean, those are good points. Like, if we just gonna be honest, we just gonna keep it a buck. Like, it is certainly the case that the media is not as neutral as they once were, and there are certain agendas that have started to emerge. But for the longest time, many people, especially on the Xbox side, have always felt that the media was biased towards Sony, and so it's not real clear to a certain fan base that there was ever any neutrality. And so for those people, they just happy that it's finally starting to turn, that Xbox has two guys at least now that's trying to fight against the whole trend of media bias towards PlayStation. What do you say to that?
As far as there being two guys, or
no, as far as their bias has always been in the media, and specifically that has been biased for PlayStation.
I mean, so for me, I think of it as more so, you know, if you've grown up a certain way, like if you've grown up playing PlayStation all your life, and then you get a job as a game journalist or whatever, I think some people just can't help but let that bias out a little bit. So because that's what they've grown up playing.
Right. They have an attachment.
Right. And I feel like, you know, what's I going to say? Yeah. I feel like a lot of these guys, like I said, grew up playing on PlayStation. I feel like PlayStation itself is the bigger brand, period. Like PlayStation is the bigger brand, bigger than the Xbox, and they have more fans in general. You know what I mean? So you have some people that grew up only playing PlayStation all their life, and they're big fans of PlayStation, and sometimes that comes out in their gaming journalism, even though they may not mean to, but it comes out.
So do you agree then? So you're saying that the media bias towards PlayStation may be real, but it's inadvertent, and because PlayStation is the bigger brand, the likelihood that more journalists grew up with PlayStation is high, so it's just a natural progression of growing up with the console.
Yep.
Okay. I can feel that.
And like I said, like PlayStation has the biggest fan base, and so when you say something that's bigging up PlayStation, like they're going to get more clicks in general just because of the short numbers.
Well, I don't know about lately, because shoot, these Xbox fools are sticking together, boy. They coming out in fourth, and you one of them, sir. I be seeing. Don't even try to trip.
Hey, no, man. Look, like I said, I just can't stand the fact that people are trying to keep others from playing games, man. I've never been like that, man. Never. And I've always played all of them. I've even traded systems with old friends. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, if you're gonna keep it 100, that's true. At the end of the day, man, any opportunity you get for a new gaming experience, man, you should be all over. That's definitely how I see it. Don't invest all of this for nothing. Okay,
Indeed.
bro.
All right, man.
All right,
man.
Peace.
See you.
Okay, Alex, what you got for us, sir? Introduce yourself, man.
All right, it works?
Yep, we good. We hear you loud and clear.
All right. Hey there, Code.
What's going on?
So I'm a 10-year veteran of the AAA industry. Been working at Ubisoft here in France for 10 years. And I randomly get touched on through the little console war spats that appear over Twitter because following a bunch of people, and it's fine and everything. But I think what a lot of people assume recently is that that developers there's a lot of narrative developers go out of their way to preference one console over the other as if it's some sort of win on their side. So I remember when we made we made Valhalla, we brought it out at the launch of the Xbox, and obviously it came out the same time as the PlayStation dropped, the PlayStation 5.
Yep, because that week later, yeah.
What I thought was so funny was that people were like, the new patch is, ruining the PS5 version on purpose to keep it on par with the Xbox version. And
I remember that. I remember.
That was terrible. But what the crazy thing is, like, what you were saying about no console is more powerful, or
Yeah.
obviously, as a dev, I have seen the SSD is better in the PlayStation. The CPU is better on the Xbox. The GPUs are basically the same. Like, who cares? It's just funny because, yeah, sure, the version that has the better CPU just was able to kind of keep up with the PS5, which had the better SSD, right? So it looked like we were holding back the PS5 version, but no, it's just that we were able to make headway and kind of work it out where the Xbox version could keep up, and that's it. Like,
bro,
it was early in development, right?
Dev, skill, talent, tools and compilers, resources, and time. Do you disagree that those are the keys to better games?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, money. Just money. Infinite amounts of money.
Well, yeah, the resource, money is a resource, yes.
No, I know.
Okay, so do me a favor. Can you, real quick, while we got you here, can you explain why it is not advantageous to a game developer to speak specifically to velocity architecture versus the IO architecture? Like, why, or is it? Like, just explain to us, is it beneficial to you or your organization to pick a side in these conversations?
Do you mean, like, whether or not we try our hardest to...
Oh, no.
optimize?
We know you try your hardest. Just, like, if you see a conversation on Twitter, will you just jump in and say, no, velocity architecture can't make Ratchet and Clank, and then just call it a day, like stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, we're supposed to, obviously, any AAA developer is supposed to just kind of be as nice as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, since I'm an American, I'm from Akron, Ohio, just so you know. But, like...
okay, LeBron.
I went to St. Vincent St. Mary.
Really? That's what's up, man.
Yeah, 2003, actually. He graduated the year after.
Okay.
So what's crazy about it is that, like, in America, I wouldn't say shit because I get not fired, but, reprimanded by PR or somebody saying, like, you can't go out of your way to be talking about that stuff. At any point, you could accidentally say something that could be attributed to, our companies or something. But in France, we've got strong labor laws, so I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Interesting. Right? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so but a lot of the problem is it's mostly Canadians and French people here. I think I'm one of the only Americans other than one other guy in Montpellier, but that's it. I would say that no matter what, people make fun of, like, oh, the ray tracing is not nearly as good on Xbox, or the SSD is not nearly as, or, this game isn't optimized for the PS5's SSD. That's lazy devs. And I would say simply that it just comes down to these kind of skills are so new. Like, ray tracing is such a new thing.
Yeah, yes.
It's so hard to find anybody who is a master at it.
Facts.
Like, right now, every AAA company is just headhunting, right? The best ray tracing people. Well, I shouldn't say ray tracing because that doesn't make any sense. But to understand how ray tracing works, those people, they're going to go for, they're going to be paid a shitload of money, and they're going to go to the biggest companies. And so as soon as, like, somebody like Ubisoft, who we're always in, like, third right place, it's like, hey, we want you. EA's there, like, we'll give you infinite amount of money. Come to us. Because
right.
They can do fucking FIFA and Madden, Ultimate Team bullshit.
Right, I hear you, bro.
It's stuff like that. Like you say, it's resources. It just comes down to that. It's like, no, devs are not trying to, go for one or the other. No, nobody's maliciously trying to do that. But for sure, I hate, in general, dev Twitter is funny because it's mostly indie game, or, indie developers.
Yep.
Any AAA people are just like, oh, the status quo. I agree. They don't really shake it up. And
absolutely,
I'm sitting here thinking,
you're right.
They need to go out of their way to. I'll tell you this much: the amount of shit talk that happens at our studio between, between the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5 is ridiculous. But it's fun because we don't actually mean it, right?
Exactly. Oh my God. Yes. It's just trash talking. Yeah.
Like, people all the time around here it's really expensive to live, and they pay us really amazing well. But at the end of the day, you can only buy so many $70 PlayStation products. So some of the people on our team are just like, well, I only pay $15 a month for my Game Pass, and I get whatever I want, and you got to pay this. And that's more. We're joking because we live in an area that's expensive.
Right.
So
I
of
get
course,
it.
yeah.
Hey, Alex, man, we're going to have to get you back on, and we're going to talk about Crunch, man. So let me know your schedule, sir. DM me your schedule, man. We'll talk about it. Okay, bro. We appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks a lot.
All right, peace. Okay, so we got my guy Blind Archangel in here. Boy, where you at, man? Turn that down, sir. Ooh wee.
I'm at work. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm in a factory, so it's going to be loud. That's
okay. Go ahead. What you got for us? Oh, and everybody, just so y'all know, Luca got kicked out. They trying to silence her, so she said it's just a shadow, Luca. That ain't the real Luca. They put her, not letting her speak. What's up, bro? What you got, my Pegasus brother?
Hey, how's it going? I originally actually wanted to chime in because I wanted to stop all this slander against the Pegasus Nation, but I noticed Luke is a Pegasus denier. But I was originally just going to say as soon as she knocks that nonsense off, I'll write up her contract for it. So she's got an open invitation.
Right.
But yeah, I mean the whole console thing. I mean, just like me, it's just I just do it for fun because I'm laughing. It's when people get too personal, and like some of that stuff Lucas said before the thing dropped out. It's just horrifying. Like anybody that would do that to a person that's not even.
Okay, man. I had to drop Blind Archangel. Man, that was just like too much noise. So, hey, bro, if you're listening, man, we had to drop you because like the noise was just too much. So we're going to get a couple more y'all in here. Then, I got some more stuff that I want to say. So hold on. Let me get JFX TV. See what he's talking about. What's up, man? You good? What up? Mic check. JF.
Yo.
What up, bro? What's up?
What up? What's going on, man?
What's happening?
Ain't much. I really don't got much to say, but that 3 T's, that talent, tools, and time, that's real.
Facts.
3 T's of life.
Yeah, that's the 3 T's. I never thought about it like that, bro. That is definitely the fact, sir.
Yeah, man. Accidental greatness happens all the time. But yeah, like as far as console wars and shit, I mean the banter's cool. Like it can be real fun as long as you're having fun with the person that you're having the banter with. But I feel like in gaming it goes farther than it needs to go to way too often. Like you can do it with football, you can do it with basketball, you can do it with sports, anything. Right. But with gaming, it seems to go out of line a lot quicker.
Yeah, just when human beings get together, like things can go left for sure.
True.
I mean, I do think people. We starting to find out that people's feelings are really wrapped up in this game and stuff, and people are way more sensitive about it than I would have thought. But I'm gonna get to that here in a minute. You got something else for us, bro?
No, that's it. Stay up.
All right, man. We appreciate you stopping through, man. Peace.
No doubt. Peace.
All right, so we got. Let me look at this. Okay, we got enough. So we got Darkest Hero. Then we got Hardcore Henry. What up, Hardcore Henry? And then we got Just Fit. Just Fit, you definitely last, sir. What's up, Darkest Hero? What you got? Cause you've been dropping bars lately. What you got, man?
Yo, what's good? What's good, man?
What up?
Yo, I'm still waiting on J-Dub to write me that contract, but it's all good. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Cole, schooling all of us young boys on the history and all of this and stuff like that. I appreciate that, my brother. But for me, I grew up differently. I grew up with pretty much all the consoles that a kid could possibly want, so I never really was like involved in the console wars per se. I just go where the games are. Okay. Like I heard Halo was popping back on the Xbox. That's when I was gaming heavy on the PS2. I got an Xbox, I got a GameCube. I was playing all the exclusives on those things and enjoying the experiences. And to speak on this whole console war situation, if people don't remember, I know you know this, Cole. Genesis does what Nintendo don't, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
facts.
this has been ingrained in gaming for literally, 3 decades. Like, this is nothing new. It's just the thing that people are like not understanding is marketing is different these days. We're in the digital era, and information travels like at the snap of a finger these days. So, when you see people online like console warring and all, that's just a form of marketing. But when you take it to an extreme of like sending threats, pulling out like freaking magnums, talking about y'all say my name one more time, I'm gonna pull up. Like, bro, it's games, dog. What y'all doing, man? Like sending people D pics because you freaking like they don't agree with your console print. Like, bro, that's what. And the only time you'll see this type of shit going on is in the gaming community. I don't see this with iPhone users versus Android users. I don't see this with Mac versus whatever other computers is out there. I don't see this with
that Linux versus PC debate shit. We could be trying to stab you over there. Let's leave them out, bro. Yeah.
All right, so that's the one exception I'll give them. But you don't see that with DC versus Marvel, man. You don't. So the gaming community, I think Persona, he really hit it on the head when he said people they dress it up. It's Halloween for them. They come in and they're like they have all of this hate behind them for the person that they're targeting or the groups that they're targeting, and they'll use gaming as the excuse for unleashing whatever animosity they got built up in their life from their walks of life. And we just gotta stop that, man. At the end of the day, the memes is funny, the jokes is funny. The Pegasus Nation rules above all. I'm trying to get my ticket in, what I'm saying? But that's for another day. But just enjoy your games, and if you don't like the games, just don't even worry about it. Make fun of it all you want. Just don't bring nobody's kids into it. Don't bring nobody's family into it. Because at the end of the day, this is a form of entertainment, and all of this is just a show. At the end of this, it's entertainment. Don't make it more than what it is.
Boy, I told you, you've been dropping bars every show you get on, and we appreciate you, fam.
I appreciate you letting me on, my brother. Thank you. I appreciate everybody that listens, and keep doing these cold talks, man, because these joints is like a highlight of my time at work, because I'm actually at work a lot of the time when I get up in these things. But, definitely, I'm always listening. I always appreciate the knowledge, the history, and the fact that you can put this console war to the side and actually give a voice to the Xbox platform, to the PlayStation platform, and even Nintendo. We got to get some more Nintendo dudes up in here, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, so Nintendo reigns supreme. Yeah, Nintendo, ain't nobody challenging them. Absolutely not. Yeah, they good.
Big facts.
They good where they at.
All right, thank you for having me, my brother. You and Luca, take care.
All right, we appreciate you, bro. Peace.
Peace out.
Hardcore Henry, you got the mic. What you got for us, sir?
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
What's up, man? Where you at today?
You got jokes. It's all good.
What's up, man?
I'm not gonna touch on too much because I think a lot of y'all that come on before me have pretty much said all the things I want to say. I don't want to be too redundant, but but I would touch on the point. A lot of this stuff is really not new, but it was never this bad. I think because back then I think me and my cousin, I had a Genesis. He had a Super Nintendo. We used to talk mad noise to each other. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, we would play together.
Fact.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was never really that serious. So, I mean, I'm fairly new to the Twitter space, when it comes to the gaming Twitter space. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I've noticed is because I joined because I wanted to, talk gaming because, I've been doing it my whole life. I have a passion for it.
That's what's up.
But at the same time, one thing I started to realize that it's come similar to discussing politics, and it's like, and one thing about that, it's a trap because I realized that I stopped engaging as much as I used to because I realized that a lot of the arguments are really just in bad faith. And when I say bad faith, it means that they're not really trying to discuss anything with you. They're just trying to hand you a L, win.
Facts.
Yes, sir. They don't listen to me to actually understand the point I'm trying to make. They're just listening to respond, and just trying to score a win in whatever point that they're trying to make. Right or wrong, facts be damned. And I had a problem with that, so
Facts.
I started to just step back.
Facts.
Now, and one thing I kind of noticed that, you know, one thing that the fake neutral thing that they touched on, that's also facts. Because the thing is, everybody has a preference. We all have a preference, okay? And that's okay. But one thing I've noticed, one thing I've come to realize now that, you know, that I'm old enough that I can invest and buy my own shit. So I don't have to pretend that, you know what I mean? I don't have to pretend that that whatever I have access to is the best thing in the world.
Right.
You know,
You
but
gotta
I've
defend
always,
it if that's all you got. Yeah.
exactly. See, back then we had to do that.
Man, facts.
So
Facts.
I mean, we didn't have a choice. So if all you could afford was this, you gonna cap for it all day long. So, but here's the thing. I've always been a PlayStation-centric person. I mean, it's my main platform, but I can also learn to appreciate what other platforms can provide. Because you know, I got my setup. You know, I got my PlayStation on my left, but on the right side of my TV is my Xbox setup. You know, downstairs I have a Nintendo. I don't play it as much, but that's okay because I mean, it still serves its purpose.
Yeah, if some pop
But the
on,
thing
you
is,
ready. Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, it still serves its purpose. So like whatever comes out, I like to have access to it because I want to be able to play it. But at the same time, like I said, we can all have preferences. If you prefer PlayStation, that's cool. If you prefer Xbox, that's cool. But you just trying to sit. But when I see people, they pretend that, you know, there's like whatever platform that you don't like has absolutely nothing of value to offer you. I don't understand that part either. But
Facts. Yeah.
but you know, but the thing is, on top of that, one thing I've seen is just, and when social media, and I feel, has made people too comfortable. Because back in our day, we used to do these things in person. Now, when you're comfortable behind your phone or your laptop or computer, you know, it's just people have gotten too comfortable with being stupid.
Because ain't no real accountability. Yeah.
None.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry, but you know, and when I see people call people these slurs like pony, Xbot, I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Me as a
Pony and Xbot is not a slur. Stop it.
It feels like
It's not a slur. It's not a slur.
To me, it feels like, because I'm not going to call you that as a grown ass man. I'm not going to call you that to your face. Okay. All right.
Well, use a different word. You don't use slur. Use a different word to describe it. You can say it's an insult or whatever.
Okay. Whatever. Okay. Insult, slur, label, whatever you want to call it.
Well, hold on.
I'm not going to call you that to your face.
Why? How is this? How? Like, cause I legit, like, people think I made this up. I tweeted about it and people thought I was like just console warring and shit, but I was not. A woman that I know, she's the CEO of a company, and she has a daughter. Her daughter was hired to work on Twitter, specifically Twitter Spaces. And she specifically told me,
can you tell her she's not doing a good job? Can you ask them to fix this?
She wasn't on the text side. She was on the UI side. She was on the UI, not the text side, the UI.
Let me hear what he's trying to say.
But she told, nigga, don't interrupt the queen, man. My
bad.
So, but no, she told me, like, and she was legit told me that that there were a group of people that tried to have the word Xbot classified as a slur so that they could report people for using the word Xbot. And of course, you know, I hyped it up, but that was a real thing. People like you, I don't understand it, really think that the word pony, Pegasus, and Xbot is somehow some form of a
once again, no one is adding Pegasus to that bed.
Pegasus Nation reigns supreme. So tell me, how is this an insult? Like, explain that and explain it to me like I'm 5, because I really don't get it.
Because the thing is, it's the context that it's used in. I mean, 9 out of 10 times it's used to refer to you.
I could call you a banana, and it could be a slur. Like,
not necessarily, but nobody calls me a banana and means for a slur. The problem is, it's the context that you use it in. That's what makes me see it that way. Now, here's the beauty of things. You know, I'm not afraid to be wrong on things. If you feel I'm wrong, I'll listen to you and I'll understand where you're coming from. So, and I don't mind that. But see, a lot of people don't have that ability. I mean, if you felt that I was wrong by referring to it as, because that's how I see it. Because it's always used in a derogatory manner to refer to something.
So I can give you a good example as to why it's not considered a slur, at least in my book.
Go ahead.
You can go to your job and you can call your coworker like, "What's up, Xbot?" and your coworker will have no idea what you're talking about. But if you go up to your coworker and call them the N-word with the ER at the end, that's going to get you in trouble. Or if you go up to a woman at your job and call her a bitch, that's going to get you in trouble. Like, slurs are stuff that's universally known and stuff that will get you in trouble at work. Calling someone a pony, well, I mean, I don't think you should call anyone a pony at work. I feel like that's, it's an animal. So
I wouldn't call anyone a pony at all in person.
But yeah, so there's that. But no one is using Pegasus code. But it's like, if it's not something that's universally known as a slur, that's something that has some really vile negative connotations that have a long-spanning history,
for generations.
Then for generations, then I don't consider it a slur.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. Okay, I will take the slur part. I will retract the slur part. Okay, I understand what you're saying.
That's what's up.
I'll retract the slur part, but the point, I still stand by the point I was trying to make, because it's often used in a derogatory manner. That I stand by, but the slur part, I'll walk that back.
But anything can be used in a derogatory manner. Any word.
Well, I mean, true, but the word, I don't use those words because, like I said, if you read comments, you read posts, I mean, but those words are often used in a derogatory manner, 9 times out of 10. So I stray from those. I don't use those because I feel that, and on top of that, when they use those words in the context that I see almost often, it's used to generalize people, and I don't like that either, because it's the way I see people do it, like they'll throw them all in the same bucket. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that. To me, I don't like that either, because I feel that there's a lot of people that have different mindsets and different views. I mean, they might have different priorities, but And
I can understand that. No, I can understand that. I see where you're coming from.
Oh, so Luca, just so you know, Just Fits, then Nautical, and then Everborn. That's the order.
Just Fits?
Just Fits, then Nautical, then Everborn.
Okay, I think I've had too. It's okay. I feel like I don't want to take too much time. You know what I'm saying? Because I know there's other people you want to get on.
Apologies for interrupting you. Sorry.
No, you don't have to. I mean, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? We're here to discuss. We're here to talk like grown adults. Like I said, the beauty of things, I'm not always right. And, I'll listen to other people. And if I feel that, if I feel that I might have referred to something bad, then, or, not as, if I felt that I might have been wrong on that, I'll do that. I'll correct it, because see, things like that, it helps me grow. It's always,
Bro, you definitely demonstrated that today, and what you said earlier is the key. Like, really, honestly, like, all jokes aside, man, you want a game everywhere you can. And if they got good game experiences for you there,
all day,
bro, that's where you need to be. Absolutely. Like, we the same on that. Yeah.
If it was, in the perfect scenario, we just have one console where we can play everything, but that's not realistic either.
Right,
so
that don't exist. Right, and we all got Xboxes hoping that they give us something, because right now they dry. All right, bro. Peace, bro.
They not that dry, man. They've been doing straight. They straight. Bye.
You tried to rush him out. See you later.
All right, Luca. Fitz.
All right.
Yeah, we got Fitz up in. Okay, it's almost. Okay, Hey, Fitz, what you got for us, bro?
What's good? Can you hear me, man?
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear. Don't you come in here with no trash, Fitz.
Oh, I'm coming in with some trash. So here's the thing. What I don't, and Hardcore Henry, the last guy, he touched on a lot of what I wanted to say. Okay. But the thing that blows my mind about this shit is that, and I didn't realize this for the longest, it really wasn't until you started doing these spaces and I followed you on Twitter that I realized most of the people in the console war shit are old. I always thought back in the Crap Gamer and Next Gen 720 days that most of their audience was young. They couldn't get another console. They didn't make their own money. Their parents would only buy them one or the other. You understand? But now I'm realizing everyone in this shit that is really passionate about console wars, they are fucking old. And I have not seen one young person. 31.
Okay.
I mean, would you say your followers, the people that are interested in this, what would you assume their average age is? Probably in their 30s, right?
Oh, definitely. They have their own purchasing power with their own disposable income and not relying on an authority
People
figure
are
to buy
calling
their
in
stuff.
from work.
Yeah.
So it blows my mind that they're so passionately about a topic when I know damn well 90% of the people listening right now could go out and get all the toys.
Well, they can't get no PS5
them
because the demand is too high. But I know what you mean, sir.
They could make a decision. I'm damn
yeah,
sure
they could
most
make a
of the people
decision.
down there could make a decision. They have that kind of money. It's just like I bought a $3,000 PC. I bet last week, I bet half the people listening right now could do it today.
For sure.
Because we're old.
Sure. They just choose the console war.
It blows my mind. I always assumed that people that were passionate about this issue were young. Because we were young when we cared in the Super Nintendo Genesis days. But it's like we took that energy with us and it aged with us. And I say us loosely, but it doesn't make any sense to me.
Man, Fitz, that is a good point. We might have to do... Hey, Luca, you're going to have to look into the psychology of a console warrior, and we can do a whole nother thing on Scumcast.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. People are married with kids and have jobs, and they get really upset about this stuff. I'll never understand it, so...
And it makes perfect sense to be passionate about gaming. It's like this meta argument and debate. It's not even actually really about gaming, but it's kind of about gaming. It's like, it's so weird.
Brilliant
because you could go out and get it all. You could buy everything. You have an OLED at home, and you have access to anything you could desire. And yet this matters for some reason.
Hey, I hear you, Fitz. You breaking it down today. I'm going to have to let 8 know you actually can speak with some sense, bro. So you broke that shit down today.
Fitz, you're always making good points on AGS. Don't listen to him.
I usually don't. But another thing I will touch on real quickly that caught my eye is the other day, Code, I got some smoke for you.
I see it. That's why I said
you saw that?
Yeah, I see it. I just ignored it. What you got?
All right. Well, I was just gonna say, like you pointed out, like I'm not gonna tear down Halo Infinite for the sake of console wars. I want it to be good and da-da-da. But you worded it in such a way where it made me think, is there cases where you do tear down games or want them to fail rather?
No, absolutely
for the sake
not.
of console wars?
Nope, absolutely
Then why would you say that?
So because, and I thought I made it clear in the tweet, Fitz, so on Twitter, everybody knows that I'm going to represent for the Pegasus Nation. And so there are just certain events that happen in the gaming meta where the expectation is that it's time for the PlayStation guys to have a field day, or it's time for the Xbox guys to have a field day. And whenever that happens, then like certain of us gonna lead the charge. And I wanted everybody to know way ahead of time. That's why I put it out months in advance. Look, the regular tomfoolery that y'all get from me, that's not going down like that, specifically with Halo Infinite. I want the game to be good. I'm not going to participate. I will speak honestly about it. But all these extra shots that we can take and being able to bend something just enough to make it look worse than it is, that type of stuff. Like, I'm not doing that with Halo Infinite because I want the game to have a fair shot.
I was verbally accosted by my Xbot brethren because I said the game should be delayed, It was...
mean again?
Yeah, I was scared for my life, They were like, listen, bitch, we're tired of your nonsense. Okay, real quick, Strictly, aka D Gaines, he said he disagrees with Fitz, I'm guessing. This is a thing with preference, no matter what it is. Now, we are adults, so we can see things differently. And you owning both systems doesn't mean you can't or won't partake in the console war.
But there isn't the same degree of fervor and like fanboyism with anything else other than this. Like,
that's not true.
People are all right.
With sports, you see the people getting into fights over like different sports teams.
Sports is a unique. Comparing a product to sports is there is an emotional attachment. People have done.
What about
studies
iPhone
on
and
this
Android?
before. I actually don't see it as harshly with that. Maybe I'm not talking to the right people. But
It's probably because you're not in like those communities. But my buddy all day once, he was joking. He said that Android users are homeless, and people were really angry with
Facts. Speak on it all day. I knew I liked that, man.
So it's like, I think every single community has people acting like this. Like, I'm in different fandoms too, and for different TV shows, and if there's like two different couples or two different characters people like, they create fandoms around that character and they just start acting up. It's actually a lot worse in other fandoms, to be honest, from what I've seen. So it's everywhere. It's not just the console war stuff. It just seems like a lot because we're so ingrained in this community.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that argument. It's just me personally, and I understand being a fan of something and ranking something and making tier lists of your favorite animes, and this doesn't compare to this, and this is my favorite. I get all that. But when it comes to consumer products, it is bizarre to me, especially when you can afford them all. It's not like you use only one console at a time. You can use them all. Like a phone, you generally only use your one, or a car, you use your one. Like, you do have to make a choice, and you're left out. Whatever you don't get, you're left out of. Whereas this is something different. I just don't feel as strongly about this the way so many others do, and the ones that do feel this way, we're all old.
Okay, well,
yeah,
thank
and
you.
I get that.
Yeah,
thanks, Fitz.
yeah, I'll take off.
All right, see you later, buddy.
See you, bro.
Peace out.
Yeah, Fitz, whenever he comes through AGS, he definitely gonna have something to say, and it's almost always smoke for me. Nautical, what's up, sir? Oh, he don't want to talk to us, Luca? What's on there? They trying to silence us? Oh, what's up, bro?
No.
He's at work. He's at work.
What's up, Cole? What's up, bestie?
What's up, bestie?
I have a question. When it comes to this whole console thing, I always try to figure out where it actually kind of started at. I mean, I know it's huge now because of social media, but I remember, growing up, PS2, Nintendo, GameCube, all those systems. I used to just go to my friend's house, not being jealous of the things that they had or anything like that, and just play the games that they had. Nobody was mad that somebody else had something else. It was not this conversation around, oh, this is better than this, or this is better than that. I just always felt like once we got into the internet age, where internet became a huge part of it, and people can say their opinions the way they want to, is where this type of narrative really started at. What do you guys think about that?
What you got for him, Luca?
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I wasn't paying attention to what you just said. What'd you say?
I'll answer. He basically was like, social media has distorted and made the console war grow beyond what it was back in the early days.
I mean, yeah, that's true, because like you get more access to people and you can reach more people with social media. But
anybody with a phone can be a console.
Yeah, and anyone can have a voice. It's like, and we host these spaces, anybody can come through and offer their perspective. It's not just set podcast times where everyone has a set panel, and then sometimes there's guests with random people who come through, but normally it's just like the same folks and stuff. So everyone has a voice now, and that's why the console war, quote unquote, is like popping right now. Like I said, I think we are a very small community overall, and I think people tend to believe that we have more power when it comes to certain stuff than we actually do, and that like the things that happen in this community happen everywhere else, or they take up the majority of what it means to be a gamer, which is 100% false. But I mean, I don't really think all that much of this stuff. I wasn't around for the Sega Genesis, all that stuff that you old people are discussing.
Old people. You act like you ain't 27 years old, dear.
I'm 28, actually. Thanks, Vesty. Anyway.
No, and I get that, but for me, the biggest thing always comes back to, we all came from, like, especially us in this panel, like, they were just talking about business. We're all, like, except for Luca, because she's 28, and we're all way older than she is. we all came from that point where everybody wanted to have a PlayStation 1 when it came out. Even if you couldn't afford a PlayStation 1, it was the fact in 1995 when that system released, you were trying your best to get one of those systems. And if you couldn't get it, you went to a friend's house that had one to play it.
Yep.
And the fact that people call me an Xbox and all this stuff because I prefer Xbox, it mostly just comes down, Xbox gave me something at the time that it came out that no other system ever really gave me, which was that feeling of accomplishment around friends and playing games in groups and stuff like that. You know,
Man,
Xbox
they was the
kinda
best at that. They innovated that. Yeah.
Honestly, that's what stuck with me for Xbox. So between 2001 and 2002 is where I feel like this divergence happened. Some people bought both systems. Some people just stayed on one, and now it just becomes this like, oh, my system is better than yours. But ultimately, we all had GameCubes, we all had 64s, we all tried to get a PlayStation. Even if you say you're lying to yourself and say you wasn't trying to be on PlayStation, I never bought a PlayStation before. Let's not act like you wasn't trying to get one day one. Everybody was trying to get a PlayStation, and everybody wanted to get a PS2 and all these other things. So it just really comes down to, for me, we're gamers at the end of the day. Why does this console war thing have to be so divisive when it comes to the conversations we're having with each other? I talk to people that come in the store all the time. They say Xbox is better than PlayStation. I said, well, in your eyes it is. And it's just more of the fact that we're just having a genuine fun back and forth. I have little rivalries with my associates in the store that like PlayStation or they like Switch.
Right.
But ultimately, it's about the games, and that's all that really truly matters. So I just always thought that, if you kind of
Xbox don't got any. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, they don't got no. They didn't have many games recently. We'll see what happens in the future, like we always say. But
hey,
like
Nautical, real quick, because this bot Everborn and Kayasante and Slow Mo.
Oh, the other Slow Mo and the other Slow Mo and Everborn. The other side of us. I got you.
Yeah, they tried.
Slow Mo is not a bot.
No, Slow Mo is. That's one thing he's not.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, he's
tried
a PC elitist.
That the demand for the Series S is just as high as the demand for the Series X.
Well, if that was the case, people would walk into the store and ask for the Series S as much as they're asking for the X.
Facts. I just needed somebody who would know, somebody that's on the front lines to speak to that.
No,
so.
I think some people think that is the S a great system? Yeah, it is, and I might get one for my daughter because she wants one of these newer systems, and I'm not about to pony out $500 for another X. But
should I ask my granddaughter? I was like, man, you want a Series S? Like, what you want for Christmas? You want a Series S? And she was like, what I do? Am I in trouble? Like, why can't I have the real one? Serious. I'm like, man, okay.
Listen,
that's fun.
Well, she got my Xbox One X when I upgraded.
Oh, so. She good. Yeah, she good.
So that's what I said. What do you need this for? Yeah. I said, you got a disc drive. Like, you don't.
Dude, all she plays is Roblox. I don't like.
Who? Roblox? She plays everything. That girl went through every Resident Evil game recently. She wants.
So it's your older kid.
It's my older kid. No,
okay.
My younger kid. Yeah, she's still in that Roblox and Nintendo phase. So, but no, I think that's just the biggest thing. But if everybody just sits back and takes a look at where they came from, they'll realize that I used to love other platforms. When did that change? That's kind of the only thing I wanted to bring to
that's a good
the
conversation.
conversation.
There's nothing wrong with the console war and having a preference. I don't think. Personally.
Well, some people think it is, and that's when you get the name calling and stuff. And that's the thing that's kind of why I kind of stay away from Twitter a little bit. You don't see me posted as much because after a while, I'm like, I'm here just to have entertainment. But when my entertainment turns into people being just genuinely nasty to each other, I'm like, okay, I can deal without this. I'll wait till my friends get online and talk to them then.
Okay, bro. Well, thanks for stopping through, Nautical.
No, man, I appreciate these spaces, man. You make my day go by faster. It's easier around here than it is to go to a YouTube channel because I'm not always on YouTube when I'm at work.
When are you getting off so we can do this Destiny stuff?
6 o'clock.
All right, peace.
All right, see y'all later.
Peace. First things first, though.
Yeah, first things first.
All right, bro. Peace.
What's happening? What up, bot boy?
You see what I'm talking about? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Now I only have like 2 minutes to talk because I got a 2:00 meeting that I'm late for now because of this.
Okay, what you got?
So firstly, I noticed you lumped me in with Ğᴏsᴛ, where I'm the one.
Actually,
who doesn't think.
true. That's true. You're right.
I'm the one who was against the Series S.
They were having an back and forth on the last show. What was it, Saturday, Friday?
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying, man. You casting that wide net. No, but the dude that was on Hardcore Henry that was on earlier, I don't think slur was the right word, but I understand what he was trying to say, because I think in the community we use those terms, bot and pony, as shorthand for a way to discredit somebody. So I don't have to look at the context of what you're saying. I can just simplify you and say you are in this camp or that camp, and therefore everything you're saying is tainted with some sort of blind loyalty.
But that's not true.
Whatever.
That's not true. So I'm pretty sure the word the word pony, the only reason we have the word pony is because it rhymed with Sony, and the Sony dudes created it for themselves.
Actually, that's Zaire.
Yeah.
He coined pony and bot. Shout out to the bot father over there.
Yep.
Next Gen 720. Yes.
And because he was a bot, like the bot was not a negatory negative.
No,
term.
I'm not saying how it was created. I'm saying how a lot of people see it as used. So that's why people may feel some kind of way about it. It's not one of those like, oh my God, you called me the N-word or anything like that. I think that's a bit much. And if you feel that way about it, that's part of what we're talking about people taking this stuff too seriously. But
fair enough.
That being said, I do think that I blame all of this console war stuff on Sega. They came out with that
super aggressive
with Nintendo, and they had all of us arguing in the schoolyards about it.
Yep.
And all of us took that up until now that we got older. So you could blame all of this on whoever the marketing team was at Sega in the 90s. Now, the other thing is, though, to the larger point, I do see a lot of parallels, and people say that this has always been the case. I don't think so, but I see a lot of parallels between the online sort of social media discourse around the gaming industry. I see a lot of parallels to that Trump era of politics.
I agree with that, actually. Go ahead, bro. Yeah.
And a lot of it is sort of bad faith arguments, sort of creating echo chambers and solely existing to sort of support one side and otherize.
Okay, everyone, let me break in real quick because I know you got to go, but I want you to respond to this, you specifically, because there are times when I feel that I'm debating, not feel like I know. There are times when I'm debating with you, and rather than you listen to what I actually said and address the points that I'm making, you will address a narrative that I'm not even talking about, that I don't even believe, because you really want to make sure that you dismantle this thing over here that you think I should be representing because you identify me as the almighty Pegasus.
No, not actually.
First of all, no one identifies you as a Pegasus. Like, Jesus Christ. You are a pony.
Hey, Code, stop trying to make fetch a thing.
All right, respond, please, sir.
No, what I'm pushing back against, I think you have adopted a persona online that is sort of conducive to division. And I think that we can debate things on the merits individually without doing that. And that's where I always push back on you. Listen, one of my favorite follows on Twitter is J-Dub. Mm-hmm. He is like, he should do, I don't know if he does comedy in his like real life.
Facts.
But like, none of this stuff hurts my feelings.
So you made a comment, like one of the best tweets I ever seen was from you, and you was like, look, I don't like misinformation. I like people to advance the conversation. But at the end of the day, if you not bringing nothing to the conversation, you better at least be funny.
100%.
And that makes perfect sense to me. Yes. Yeah.
So, and the last thing I'll say before I go, I think a lot of what we're seeing, because we're seeing this not just in the gaming community space. I just think that as like sort of capitalist pigs, as in we're greedy, you know, and that not all of us are in America, but I'm just saying the Western world or whatever. I do think that as religion, and I say this as damn near an atheist, I'm agnostic, whatever, so I'm not championing religion, but I think as religion has lost its prominence in the world, people need something to believe in and belong to. And I think that we see that manifest itself by people sort of worshiping corporations.
This man went deep. Yeah, Larry, it's time for you to go to your meeting, sir.
Yeah.
We ain't got time for all of that.
I'm just
all
saying.
right, bro.
But thanks, everybody.
All
right, see you later, buddy.
Peace. Okay, who is this? Tay? How you pronounce that, Luca?
I think it's Tay.
Okay. What's up, Tay? What you got for us?
What's up, Cole?
What up? What up?
You hear me?
What up?
Yeah,
You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
What's up, Luca? How y'all doing, man? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody that kind of touched on everything today, man. I kind of wanted to kind of take a different take.
Okay.
As far as the console war, you know, everybody really has some good.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, that's a train, bro. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. 1 second.
What, you out on the corner hustling? What's going on? Oh, he muted. Okay.
No, I'm at work.
Okay.
I work on.
Hey man, we appreciate y'all taking the time at your job to call in and chop it up with us, man. That's love. We appreciate that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I got a laid back gig, family owned business over here. But yeah. So I wanted to touch on, you know, everybody touched on really good points as far as the console war, as far as it, you know, being like toxic. Everybody having their picking their side. Like I'm a buy, you know, by blood before. So
sure,
I kind of came up with, you know, like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Xbox. I had every console. GameCube, I gamed hard on all that. So we can get that out the way. But when it comes to the console world, I want to say that, you know, this shit is good.
Okay.
It's good.
Why?
And the reason I say it's good is because I think bro that was just in here, he kind of touched on people want to have a feeling like they belong to something. And that's just a natural desire for humans, you know. And Luca touched on that too, kind of pushing back on what Fitz was saying. It is extremely very similar to sports. It is very similar to like Apple and Android. You know, we call them Android people. Like anybody in the chat, you them green people. You know, we the blue people over here. That's some of the stuff you use when it come to, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the phones. I believe that
if you got a green bubble, this nigga's a fraud. But I hear you.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Okay. Well, go ahead, man.
But yeah, when with the console war deal though, it's good because like this was probably one of the biggest deals. When Xbox jumped the price up on us, I believe that, you know, even though there were people with outrage from different areas of the world and parties, I believe that the console war had a big deal to do with it. And you touched on in the opening, you were talking about how social media has grown and how it has, you know, kind of gave everybody a voice. Mm-hmm. See, the thing about Twitter is I can tag Phil Spencer and tell him what the hell on my brain.
Okay.
I could tag, you know what I'm saying? I could tag any of these guys and let them know what's on my brain.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so that's the thing about the console. We the people, we the voice. Like when you come into this community, you get like a whole nother sentiment as far as gaming. Because I don't think nobody's more passionate about gaming than people inside of you know, various gaming communities, various discords and things like that. So I think that, you know, the console war is good, and we got to make sure that we do it with, you know, with fun and how we do it, and don't let the industry, and I'm talking about like journalists and all them guys, don't let the industry try to spin the narrative that it's doing this and it's bad like this, because technically they trying to silence us, if you want to be real.
Okay, so like we touched on earlier, like there are different segments of the console war, right? And it's like, it's us. So it's the group of us who will know what the word bot means, or the word pony means, or Xbox got no games, or indie station. There are just certain people that know what those terms mean. And we're one segment of the console war. But then it's the stuff Luca mentioned where you got, I don't remember the woman's name, but she worked with Cory Barlog and them for God of War. People attacking her because of her sexism and those types of things, or people just like getting out of pocket with the whole Ray, like the one dude was like making fun of third world countries and stuff like that. There's a point where some of this stuff is not fun and it's not good because it's going too far, and that stuff gets a lot of the attention, such that when we making little jokes and memes back and forth, people's eyes have already been colored by the stuff they see from those higher profile console war areas and the toxicity that exists, and just like dehumanizing people. And then they attach that to us as well when we ain't doing nothing like that. So it's not always good. It does need to be cleaned up.
And I agree with that too. But then too, that's really just another take on humanity. That's just a display of humanity. See, social media with all the, everybody got a voice and an opinion now. So it's nothing but humanity on display. Like the same backlash that we get over here is the same backlash that directors that make movies that wrote a script a certain way, like the Justice League fallout, with Zack Snyder.
Or all the Star Wars issues with Kathleen Kennedy.
Exactly. All of that. And so, us in the console war, I don't want us to kind of get caught up in that narrative, because you'll see some of these guys, make videos or stuff or say how the console war is bad. But at the end of the day, it's our sentiment and it's our voice, and it actually works. And if some developers are smart, they will actually join spaces like this, or they would join like different gaming communities and engage with us, because we sometimes argue about game sales and this and that, but they don't even have a touch with us.
I mean, they do have the community managers, right? Like, you pretty much know who the community manager is for your different, your favorite game or your studio. And they have outlets for, like fan outreach. I hear you though, like, you are correct. That is not the same as being able to be like, hey, Phil, give me some games. Like, you right on that. But at the same time, they are trying to get in touch with the gamers though.
Right. And it's layers.
Right.
So,
there you go.
I agree on that. And another thing, as far as like the psychology, like with the console deal, people gonna be people, man. We wake up for this. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. We wake up for this. So let for like the new people that don't know how we get down in this deal, like learn.
Pay attention. Facts.
Yeah, because you gotta go. One thing about like, you gotta be mentally right though, because if you can't dig through the clutter, like when J-Dub or you or any of these guys post different tweets and things like that, or just anybody in general post something that may be misinformation, they get emotional.
Right. I used this example this morning. I clearly posted a picture that was not true. Right. Clearly, and I had a bunch of shit to say. Game Pass. Ha ha ha. Anybody that follows PSN knows that they will not announce the September games this early. And like I said, my brother Jay Barry in there giving people a hint that like this ain't real. But so many people, like, I had to mute the thread, which I do that a lot actually. I'll start a thread and then mute it. So many people are trying to prove that PSN ain't free and those games ain't gonna be real, and the medium dev said this. I'm like, oh my god! And it's exactly what you said. They just want to rush in, and they feel the need. They got to get in and like get involved, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, honestly, Code, I probably would have said something to you myself. I didn't know. I mean, I wasn't. Okay, I was asleep, so I'm. I was asleep, but I probably would have been like, "What is he talking about? Like, what's he doing?"
But it's just stupid, right? Like, right? Like, there is no like, what is this dude doing? And that's what I'm saying. Like, and I agree with Tay. Is like, man, clearly this is a joke. But if you can't separate the jokes from like the real stuff, then you will be frustrated following somebody like me for sure.
Right. Last point. Okay. That's my God, I've been taking up. This is the biggest, I believe personally, the biggest issue with the console war is pride and ego. You know what I mean? Like, and also insecurities. Like, it's some people that is on Twitter, you block, like, I know I'm blocked behind avatar and things like that. But it's some people on here that's literally got a whole different email, whole different name, and they come in here and their only thing to do is to like post sometimes discrimination. They post like, oh dude said he got a dick pic and Luca just said nigga told him to make us a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? There's people like that out here. So,
and that's what I'm saying. Parts of it, this shit is bad and does need to be cleaned up.
Right. And that is what's really, I believe, is more so the Achilles heel of everything. Because I believe what we do, like everybody that's probably in the spaces, contribute to the console war, just contribute to gaming in general.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot of others that literally just wake up, with bot accounts and things like that to kind of, do things.
Yeah.
So, that's my take on it, man. I believe that it's a good thing because we're able to be shoulder to shoulder with the developer, shoulder to shoulder with publisher, CEO, things like that. And I don't want us to kind of bait into a narrative that I believe is one day going to happen because it happens in other areas. I believe it's going. Yeah. So I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all doing y'all thing out here.
Hey, bro, we appreciate you stopping through, man, while you working. Risking it to come hang out with us, man. We appreciate it.
I'm good over here. I'm big dog over here, bro.
All right, that's what's up, big dog.
Right,
Do your
thank you.
For sure.
All right, peace, bro.
All right, see you later, man. What's up, Obi?
Obi-Wan. Okay, so Obi, before you get started, wait, are you there? Is your mic working? Obi-Wan, can you hear us, sir?
It says speaker on your end?
Yeah, it says speaker. Then he just turned off his mute. He probably struggling because he probably at work right now. But I wanted to bring him up while he gets that together. I wanted to bring him up specifically because back to what you were saying with like the racism stuff, Luca, and just the toxicity that exists at certain levels. So a good friend of mine had made a tweet, and he was basically how he has seen so much racism from the Xbox side of things. And he was currently involved in a current set of tweets with an Xbox guy who had just demonstrated some racism stuff. And throughout that interaction, he just made the tweet. He's like, man, I see so much of this on the Xbox side. And as soon as he did, of course, everybody was quick. Well, it's on both sides. Or it's not just Xbox people, it's everywhere. And there's bad people everywhere. The whole Trump thing. It's bad people on both sides, whatever. But they didn't just want to let that
I see more Xbox guys using ethnic slurs.
But my guy, he was just like speaking from his experience. And so Obi-Wan was one of the people that was like, it's not just Xbox guys. And so we ended up talking. Either I called him or he called me. I don't remember. I was like, look here, bro. That man is speaking from personal experience. And we're not going to really get into all his business. But people tried to dox him. People tried to find out where his wife worked. People, he had to get the police involved and all of this stuff. Simply because he gave some opinions online about Xbox. And so while you in your heart of heart might really believe that it's even on both sides and all of that stuff, when people are speaking to you from their experience and from their pain, you have to be careful about being dismissive of people's point of view because you want to try to paint a larger picture of that, well, it ain't that bad or it's equally as bad over there. Sometimes you just have to listen to what people was telling you and just let that breathe and quit trying to correct people about the things that they've gone through and the experiences that they've had. And Obi-Wan, man, he took it like a champ. He's like, that's a good point. I did want to make, a point over here about this, but once people are expressing what they've been through, I just need to leave that alone. And I thought that was real mature of him. I appreciated the way that
he's a good guy.
That. Yeah. And that's hard to do, right? Because when you so far in it, you just want to defend your guys or your group or whatever. But he really was mature enough to leave that alone. That man is speaking from personal experience. He's not out here lying on Xbox fans for no reason. This man has really had things he's had to deal with for sharing opinions on Xbox. And he shares opinions on PlayStation and Nintendo, as a matter of fact. And he doesn't get that same amount of vitriol. So
Yeah, I mean,
Just be careful.
I am going to say, as someone who's Queen Xbot, Queen of the Xbots, on the Xbox side, I do see more ethnic slurs from Xbox guys. And this is my experience, what I've seen. If anything, I don't know, I don't really see too many PlayStation guys being prejudiced against Japanese people, because that's usually what I'm seeing from the Xbox guys.
Yeah, that happened here on the Spaces. Guys. I remember that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But he owned up to it. I think they worked that out after the Spaces.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Obi's a really good guy. It's my dude. We actually we're doing a podcast together about some TV shows, so we're gonna get that started again when The Witcher comes back. Yeah,
that's what's up. I will definitely tune in to that.
Yeah, for sure. But that's definitely my guy right there. I was on the phone with him a couple days ago too. So
yeah, he cool. He cool. Matter of fact, I mean, a lot of people don't know this. He was like, Cole, we're gonna play the Ascent. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna play the Ascent. He's like, what you doing? Hurry your ass up. But a client had called, like I was off work. I left early, but a client called and something with a deployment, so we had to get that worked out or whatever. He's like, man, hurry your ass up. So I get on, and man, it's me, him, and Dealer. Man, we running around the Ascent, man, having fun. And like it was just like fun conversation. We was having fun game, although Obi-Wan did make us delete our characters and shit by accident. Except for Dealer.
Oh.
Dealer didn't delete his dude. He was like, what the fuck? So we was already salty behind that, but it was no console war stuff. Obi, there he is. Yeah.
I think the problem is that I had this space open on my computer at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it won't let you go in, so.
Yeah. You guys are all saying nice things, making me blush. No.
Well, I was about to say how you ruined our gaming session, because you would think between me and Dealer, if anybody gonna bring up the console wars, it's gonna be one of us. Shit, we chilling, and this man bringing up console. Like, good to have you on the real console code. Like, oh my god, like we was having
as he should.
Hurry up. He's all, give me a break. I'm on the Series S. I'm being held back.
So what's up, Obi? What you got for us, man?
Yeah, I have a real basic question for you both that nobody has asked you guys yet, right?
Okay.
How was your guys' weekend?
Oh, my weekend was fabulous. I'm working
pretty
on
good.
That plat for Demon Souls. I'm closing in on it.
Oh, really? That's exciting.
Yeah.
You got that all in before pudding time at the retirement home?
No, that's why I'm still working on it, but I'll get there.
Man, bingo, huh?
My weekend was good. I did Scumcast, and then I've been on Destiny trying to get this title.
Yeah.
And
man, I've been printing my wife, she loves Tomb Raider maybe a little bit too much, God bless her soul. But she wanted me to make her a Lara Croft 911 pistol, and I almost got that thing 100%, about to post it. And then I also came home with the Traeger grill smoker.
I seen that. Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. Man, I'm infatuated with that thing now. I went and cooked some steaks for breakfast yesterday. Just so I was like, I want to use this thing.
What's this got to do with console wars, sir?
Man, I don't give a fuck about console wars. I'm just asking how my friends. Asking how my friends are doing.
This fool.
So when it comes to console war stuff, I love the both of you. I mean, I have, especially you, Code. I have people that ask me, why the hell are you friends with him, or how can you stand him? And I said, you know what? Because I just see him. He's wilding out. He's doing what he wants to do. He's having fun with it. He's a really respectful dude who's had a great life, and he's a mentor to a lot of people. This is him having fun, and and it's nothing about his personal. So I think when I didn't know you, I was kind of like, man, this guy's just being a douche. But then I got to know you, and you're a good friend of mine, and so I mean, I don't take nothing you say about anything. First, I look at your post for about 2 seconds and go, and just keep going, But I mean, you guys are all my friends. Love all of you. And
yeah, man, we love you too.
Yeah, right back at you, bro. Yeah.
Enjoying the conversation. I'm actually on COVID quarantine because my kids are sick, so my work won't let me in the building. So I'm on that COVID protocol stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for my test results to come back from yesterday. I'm gonna tickle my brain. So.
Are you sure you didn't engineer that to specifically chill in this fancy new house you just had built?
No comment.
All right, bro. We gonna get Blandrew look like he in here.
Yeah.
Look like he want to say something. We appreciate you stopping through, bro.
Yeah, you guys have a good one.
See you later, brother.
Peace. Blandrew, the man, the myth, the legend. What you got for us, sir?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
what's
loud
up?
and clear.
Okay, cool. Because I'm not iPhone money game. I'm an Android guy. But I wanted to add on to what Gaming Forte was saying about like when did you start hating, certain consoles and things like that? Because for me, when I grew up, I'm a younger guy. I'm 26 years old, but there was no reason for me to engage in the console war because I had the PlayStation 1 and the Nintendo 64, had the PS2, the Game Boy Advance, and the GameCube, and the Dreamcast in the 6th generation, had all the consoles in the 7th generation. But in the 8th generation with the PS4, Wii U, and the Xbox One, that was when I started getting into YouTube. And I started being like more active on social media. I was on GameFAQs, I was on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and things like that. And I felt like that's the turning point where things started going left for me, because it was like you couldn't say something without like just an influx of people, trying to attack you or say you're wrong for that. And I felt like that probably built up some type of animosity that I have towards like PlayStation or something like that. So it kind of skewed my thought process on a lot of things. So just recently I started to having to, just dial myself back, log off social media. And, I'm enjoying gaming far more these days since I'm not on these platforms. I don't know if that's just me or something, but yeah.
So let me ask you then, because I asked the caller earlier. So you really believe that there are things, say like me as an example, if I'm just hating on Nintendo, there is something that I can say about Zelda that makes you enjoy it less? Like the Skyward Sword remasters a ripoff. They trash. Would that make you enjoy that game less?
No, but I will say something like, because let's use Undertale for an example.
Okay.
That was a fan base I could not stand back in the day. And I felt like my disdain for that fan base made me hate the game itself, even though the game itself was perfectly fine and great.
Okay.
So, and I feel that way towards like these platforms. PlayStation as a thing, I don't mind it at all, but it's just when you get an influx of people, trying to call you crazy, using all types of slurs and calling you, Nintendo FAG and stuff after that because you prefer playing on Nintendo or something like that. You start to get this hatred that you don't even realize developing over time to where you start, just hating the platform. But I'm starting to get back into PlayStation now, so
that is
I'm looking at So I've been looking at buying a PS. Yeah,
bro. Yeah.
So I currently got. Yeah, because I wasn't a big fan of Xbox back in the day because in the PS4 generation early on, a lot of those guys were talking really crazy and I didn't really like what they were saying about Japanese gamers and Japanese games and, racist stuff going on their end.
Right.
And with the PlayStation guys, when they were complaining about how it was the worst generation ever, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I got Tales of Hysteria, I got Dragon Quest Heroes, I got Disgaea 5, but those are all Jap crap, da 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 da. And I was like, whoa, what's going on with the PlayStation Nation? This should be your roots right here. It wasn't until like 2017 with Persona 5, Neo, Gravity Rush, all types of stuff where they started to have more of a turnaround. But,
I understand.
Yeah, but I genuinely feel like certain YouTubers, if you, depending on how big you are, can really change your mindset on a lot of these things. But now I'm just getting back to it. So getting back to me, because I started off as a PlayStation channel, believe it or not. I know I'm like one of the faces of Nintendo now, but yeah, I started off with Dragon Quest Heroes, Saint Seiya. Those are some of my most successful videos, but somewhere down the line, I just, lost myself. So I'm trying to get back to that. And Jay Bari and Wolf Flow were some of the first people to be like, what's going on with you, man? I know this isn't you. Who have you been listening to? And I'm like, what are you talking about, man? This has always been me. I hate PlayStations, but I'm starting to get back to myself. And it generally feels good because I'll be playing Guilty Gear soon. I'm interested in the new Final Fantasy game. I got, even because like my PlayStation 4 is broken, so I'll be playing 13 Sentinels. I'll be playing Persona 5 Royale and a whole bunch of other games that I missed out on. So it's gonna be great to get back to PlayStation.
Hey, bro, so honestly, we never really interacted before, but of course, everybody sees your content. And it's like I am happy that you are getting back to a better place, because if this stuff is beyond just jokes, and if it's being taken that seriously, yeah, that's not good, man. It's just fun and games, just trash talking. That's it, man.
And I feel like it's that way for the majority of people too. They just won't admit it, but I do feel that way.
Interesting. Okay, well, we appreciate you stopping through, bro. Man, we really do.
See you later, Brown
sure.
Drew.
Okay, bro.
Later, Luca.
Zelda forever.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Don't try to tell me what my favorite franchise is. All right, Strictly, nephew, what you got, bro?
Man, fuck the Mex one. I'm just playing. I ain't gonna do that. Nah, man, but I gotta come back to do something. But no, I mean, in regards to the console war, man, I mean, it's all good. I mean, I think it's something that's gonna happen no matter what. If there's preference in something, it's gonna happen. It ain't no difference in sports. It ain't no difference in religion, politics, all of that. It gets out of hand when people start talking about, personal threats, bringing up people's children, making it personal. That's where, that line should be drawn. But in regards to the whole console war thing, I mean, it's just a part of preference. I think the biggest thing is a lot of people on the Xbox side, and at least from my Twitter feed, they kind of be salty because, they're kind of losing at this point. So they don't have really a lot of ammunition in regards to, talking back to PlayStation gamers and things like that. And some people just take it a little bit more further what they should. So, I mean, it's part of the game, yo.
That is part of the game, but some of this stuff really do be just like unfair, right? And I even do it myself, and it's like, yeah, you can just twist this just a little bit to have this much of a reaction, and then sometimes it backfires because, like, you don't really know. Like I said before, you throw a rock in the crowd, you never know who you're gonna hit. And what you think is just fun and games and just a little bit of twisting stuff to be funny, other people take that real seriously. And then next thing you know, now somebody is upset with you for something that you thought was just fun and games.
Yeah, but to me, they're just a little bit sensitive if that's the case. So that's a they problem.
But that's not an excuse, though. That's true. I hear you. That is true. At the end of the day, we all are responsible for our own mental health and safety and well-being and all of that stuff. But for me in particular, and this is what like some of my little dev buddies be trying to tell me, and they right, of course, but I don't be want to hear that shit, which I will explain in a minute. I will explain in a minute, like, my take on that. At the end of the day, when you position yourself as someone you can trust, like you can trust me with a certain amount of knowledge or expertise, or if I don't know, then I get you in touch with the person that does know. And when you build that up, then you can't blame the person for saying, hey, you followed me because you thought you were going to get X, Y, Z, but you're getting A, B, C instead, and too bad if you can't take it. While it is true that they are responsible for their own mental health, when you do a bait and switch, that's kind of on you as well. And it seems no matter how much I try to be like, I'm only a troll and nothing else, don't come to me for nothing else, it is difficult to lose what that earlier thing was. And it's like, I'm still causing friction because people expect one thing when it's, but I'm doing something else.
Yeah, but I think I get what you're saying, and I agree to an extent. But at the same time, it's not like it's not like you tell them, hey, I'm gonna give you knowledge in regards to the game of space, and then they following you doing nothing but troll shit, because you're doing both. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you just stop. It ain't barely. Hey, look, I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe because we communicate like on a more
we talk way more
on a frequent basis. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that could be a bias towards me. But I mean, you know me, I won't hesitate to hit you up like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Put me on game on this, or show me what they mean with this, and the third. But I just think people, in a sense, take it so personal. You know what I'm saying? It's true. Like, bruh, stop taking it so personal. And like I said, I get what you're saying, because you don't want to hit nobody with the bait and switch, like, hey, this is what I do. Then they start following you, and then they don't see none of it. I get that part. But at the end of the day, also, if they have a problem with it, then they should hit you up about that. Be like, hey, I followed you for this, and all I see is trolling.
So one thing Pᴇț Jones told me, and I was really surprised to hear it. And cause me and him, we go back and forth and shit. We be having fun. I be having fun anyway. I'm assuming he does too, cause he don't stop. And he told me, he was like, because something I did, I don't remember, and I was like, man, why didn't you say something, or why didn't dude say something? And he was like, man, most people are scared of you. I'm like, scared of me for what? Like, it's just words on a keyboard on Twitter. Like, you scared of me like I'm Candyman or something? Like, what does that even mean? How can you be scared of somebody on the internet? And he explained it to me, his own point of view. I'm not going to go into all of that here, but there's definitely this thing where I can be intimidating to people online if I meant to or not. And so that's another one of them
intimidating?
Stop, bruh. Listen.
No, that's hard.
Fuck all of that.
You're talking about intimidation.
Fuck all of that, bro. Like, I think sensitivity a part of that, bro. Like, at the end of the day,
sure,
man, like,
sure, that's true.
Yeah. I just think that's a big.
Okay, so that's it, and finally over, right? Like, this was a long one for sure, but like I said, the people really had a lot of input on this one, and I will probably do another video related to this to summarize my thoughts on the whole thing and to get some things out that I didn't get a chance to say during the spaces because so many people wanted to talk and share their perspective. So keep the conversation going though. On Twitter, you know where to find me. If you got more to say, if you got some stuff on this that you would like to get off your chest as well, go ahead and leave a comment here on the video. You know how that works. I do my best to respond to every comment that's meaningful. Some of that stuff y'all be commenting on, I just keep it going. Y'all be cracking me up. Also, go ahead and like the video. You know how it goes. If you like the content, go ahead and like the video. If you like what you're getting and what you're seeing from the channel this far, I know it's early. Like, it's only been a couple of weeks, right? Like maybe 3 weeks by now. I don't know. Either way, it's early, but you got a good sense of the type of content that you're going to get from me on this channel. So if you like what you've been seeing, then go ahead and subscribe. You know I got more coming for you. We need a PlayStation hero out here in these gaming streets, and I got that for you. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Don't be shy. It's not going to hurt you. All right, and we'll see y'all the next time. Peace.